Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
My God is so big. There's nothing my God cannot do. He works in faith. Are you ready to sing with us? Say, look at that.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi.
Everybody come on, move, come on, come on. The God we serve. Look at that. My pussy, what he loves. God we serve. My pussy, what he loves. Yo, make some noise at the top, let me hear you. Let's do this. My God is a big God. My God is a mighty God. He's a wonder. My God is a God. Eyes haven't seen, nor has it entered. Born out of darkness. My God is so.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.
He works in mysterious.
30 after 6. It's a new one of the stables of Bethel Revival Choir. They call this Mau, the God of Wonders. We are ending the last working day in the month of May. By the time the weekend is over, we will be back on the working week and we will be in June. And so far, God has been good. But listen, what's ahead is greater than what's behind us. Because eyes have not seen, nor has the ear heard, nor has the human mind conceived the things God has prepared for those who love Him. That's why we are focusing our attention this morning on the God of wonders. And the wonders He's able to perform. What do we mean when we say God of wonders? We're talking about the God who does splendid and remarkable works. Simply put, He's the God of miracles. We're talking about God who performed signs and wonders. So scripture says, so the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, with great terror and with signs and wonders. We're going into the half year with so much confidence and assurance, because the God who made the heavens and the earth, His mighty hand and His outstretched arm will lead us. Great terror, signs and wonders, amazing stuff. We will do wondrous works. It says, we give thanks to you, O God, we give thanks, for your name is near. We recount your wondrous deeds. Oh man, that's far the Lord has brought us, and we are marching on in confidence that He will do even greater and mightier things with us and through us and for us as we get into the second half of the year. Don't be afraid. Have this confidence. He's a wondrous God and He's got your back. Good morning to you. Welcome to Friday morning. Oh yeah. This is on my playlist for the rest of the year. Oh yeah. That's how we start your Friday morning for you on your favorite dial, 97.3 Citi FM. Indeed, my God is a big God and He's a wonder. Welcome to the big platform where we highlight all your issues and drive solutions. Drive conversations that bring solutions to your problems. 97.3 Citi FM is the dial. The Citi Breakfast Show is how we call it. It's more than a show. It's a movement. It's a campaign. It's an advocacy. It's a storm and a wave. It is fire. It's a wind. 0549969996 is how to be a part of this campaign. It's a family most of all, and we love it. The best part of this family is that you're part of it. Business Sense is how we start the morning. Wondrous God, we are looking forward to His marvelous deeds. We're trusting Him for miraculous things happening. Remember, splendid and remarkable work is what we talk about when we are saying He's a wondrous God. He's able to do that. So make way in all your plannings for His signs and wonders. In all your projections, look forward to His miracles. Business Sense is brought to you by Access Bank. Access Bank is absolutely more than banking. We'll be jumping onto the news review shortly, letting you know all that has been happening in the news cycle. So join us. It's an interactive show. 0549969996. My name is Caleb Kuda. Welcome aboard.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi
97.3. But Thomas Osemin said that we're taking into the news review shortly, brought to you by Piva Beverages and Fidelity Bank. We have all the perfect flavors for your weekend social activities. If you're looking for the cola flavor, we got is a perfect fit anytime. We have Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Certainly a taste you will love. Grab yours now. It's available at a local store. Call us on 0550-032-231. And from the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, won't say that. Every goal deserves the chance to flourish. And with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. So trust in the journey and understand that Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. We're here for your journey. Believe with us. Jumping into the news review shortly. And it's 37 after 6. Good morning to Bernardino Koku Avle.
Caleb Kuda.
Good morning, sir.
It's great to have you. How are you doing?
Always good to see you. I'm doing very well, thank you.
Friday, the last working day of May.
Absolutely.
It's been a fantastic month.
I tell you.
And we're hoping June brings better blessings.
It will.
Looking
certainly.
forward to the Citi Business Festival starting on Monday.
Sharp.
With some very exciting conversations.
Amazing stuff.
Yes, please.
We're looking forward to it. And a disturbing one here. 1 in 6 Ghanaians paid bribes in 2024.
Sure
Ghana Statistical Service report reviews alarming trends elections. We are told more men are more willing to pay the bribes. And the sad thing is that people don't even get results when they pay the bribes, especially for public services when they do so.
It's a 174-page work that the Statistical Service has done.
Yeah.
And I think that we should let listeners know some of the highlights.
Yeah.
But it's a big issue. To get simple service, you have to pay a bribe. And I think some of the district assemblies have become quite prone to this. You pay monies you don't understand, and you don't even know where the money is going.
Yeah.
And we've been talking digitalization. I think if we digitalize these payments of fees and levies to these assemblies, it will go a long way to reducing the incidence of bribery. But let's start with the headlines. The Chronicle says closure and reopening of Ghana's U.S. embassy is a shame, says Gina Po. NIB intercepts 3,680 slabs of cannabis in the Volta region, and retired officers condemn attack on former IGP Patrick Echampong.
Let me take you to the Herald newspaper. Due diligence failure embarrasses Mahama government as presidency withdraws NHIA board nominee after fake doctor claims. Now, this is a very serious matter that we have to seriously look into at some point. Also on the front page this morning, Ibrahim Mahama seeks 10 million Ghana cedis from Bright Simmons for alleged defamation. And then also Wuntumi facing fraud, financial loss and money laundering charges, according to the Deputy Minister for Justice.
The Daily Graphic leads with education. Improving early childhood education. Ministry signs $118 million pact with a photograph of Minister Haruna Idrisu. Also, Mohammed's 120-day social contract resounding success, according to Valerie Sawyer. And time for conversation on gaming addiction, Dr. Ajiman Rawlings says. Meanwhile, DBG AGI dialogue over reviving textile garment industry. Very important story we'll get into later.
The Ghanaian Times says this morning, tighten food labeling laws to protect public health. This is coming in from Professor Amuna. Also on the front page this morning, Ghanaians demand stronger action against corruption. This is coming in from the CDD and our good friend Dr. Kojo Asante is here on the front page. And government committed to removing barriers to girls' education. This is the Vice President. Professor
Daily Guide. To meet detention. We won't walk away. Minority stages street protest at Iyoko with a photo capturing some of the leaders of the minority sat on the floor. Also, Charles Bisu, accomplice, enters plea bargain with OSP. The accomplice word is in quotation marks. Also, IGP Yohuno promotes 4 officers, and they are photographed on the front page of the paper.
Let me take you to the Daily Gist. 2028 MPP presidential race. Brian blows hot and cold. Also on the front page this morning, Oketeche strips ex-lover naked. And minority boycotts Parliament over Wuntumi's 50 million Ghana cedi bail.
Meanwhile, the informer leads with the OSP and Ken Oforiatta ahead of appearance before OSP. Oforiatta fights fugitive tag. That word is also in quotation marks. Volta Lake to power Ghana's industrial future. We heard this yesterday. This is 24-hour economy policy. Speaker Bagbin warns against misconduct, urges patriotism. And then there's a question on NHI board appointment. Who misled Mahama? The photograph of the controversial and San Sadali is on the front page. And then Parliament presses Finance Ministry over posted 2,000 health officers. We discussed this yesterday. And males more corrupt than females, according to a report on page 2. Charlie, this matter is not helping us at all.
They are paying the bills.
The men are paying bribes more than women.
Yeah, the News Center says this morning, who wins tonight? Season 7 of MTM Heroes of Change. Also on the front page, the story about the minority sitting on the roads and demanding justice in the case of Wuntumi here. And then if you go to the publisher newspaper, the new publisher, Iyoko bosses snob minority as they protest 50 million Ghana cedi Wuntumi bail term. And then Atu Forson, a returning officer for AFDV presidential elections, won by CD Tar.
Yeah, he's from Mauritania. The Inquisitor is also leading with Brian Champong, saying Brian is confused in the MPP flag bearership race. Then there's Opo Manton Smarty Wuntumi with a photograph of somebody called Abraham Buidi, alias Opo Man. So apparently it's quite important to offer to be on our front page. And then Africa must own its gas future. This is the MPA boss speaking. Let's go online, Caleb.
Okay, so we go to channel1news.com. Bryce Simmons rejects Ibrahim Mohammed's defamation claims, vows to fight suit, and Wuntumi's lawyer is here. He's accusing Iyoko of unnecessary drama, demands due process. Chairman Wuntumi remains in Iyoko custody as bail conditions stall, and you won't be at Iyoko forever. Aponyo marking warns Raymond Acha. There is more on Wuntumi here as well, and Wuntumi's 50 million Ghana Cedi bail is unreasonable. And then Maha Beach Resort says they are open despite the fire. Mahama promises to pay allowances, arrears of nursing trainees. Minority is slamming Mahama for dropping Akufo-Addo's Supreme Court nominees. If you go to citynewsroom.com, call off June 9 strike. Rashid Pelpo appeals to the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. And Greta is raising concerns over low foreign developer participation. Government begins Kotoka International Airport Terminal 2 expansion to ease Terminal 3 pressure. Now, Parliament can't review Wuntumi's bail terms. Go to court. This is on here for to minority. And then there are other stories here as well. If you go to the High Street Journal this morning, indicators show borrowing costs in Ghana are declining.
Wonderful.
But is that the case? Big question. Ghana poised to break gold production record, cementing its position as Africa's top producer.
Nice one.
If I take you to BBC quickly, US and China struggle for dominance as officials meet for Shangri-La dialogue.
All right.
CNN leads with this one that says appeals court pauses ruling that blocked Trump's tariffs.
right.
We can get into the details from here, gentlemen.
Well, there is a storm in the current government. There are questions over how processes to get people into boards are handled. And a number of newspapers are outraged by what is happening. So if you go to the Herald newspaper, for instance, due diligence failure embarrasses Mahama government. Now, the story on page 3 says that Mahama administration's lack of rigorous due diligence is in appointing members to the board of the National Health Insurance Authority has led to an embarrassing episode involving a nominee with questionable medical credentials. Now, President John Dramani Mahama was compelled to swiftly revoke the appointment of an Sansa Dali, whose medical qualifications have come under intense scrutiny. She is alleged to lack a valid license to practice medicine in Ghana. Now, the controversy was sparked by public accusations from two of Dali's acquaintances. So one, Valentina Nana Ejewa alias Efia Schwarzenegger, and broadcaster and political commentator Oketechi Afrifa Mensah. Now, both claim Dali was no qualified medical doctor and had been, misleading the public by using doctored images to suggest that she was practicing medicine. But let me point out,
the informer's angle is who misled Mahama. It's a news desk report,
Okay.
and as you're saying, a number of press have focused on this. So they also give the same background, and they are asking how the due diligence was done to allow such a person who they believe is not qualified to both be on television and then to take the post. Now, commenting on the issue, Dennis Miracles Abuaji, an aide to former Vice President Dr. Bawumia, called on the presidency to, from henceforth, do a thorough check on would-be appointees to avoid embarrassment. And then there are other people who've been commenting on the matter.
let me point out quickly that much earlier, lawyer to the lady had issued a statement asserting that the lady is qualified to practice in the US.
Okay.
Although those claims are now under serious scrutiny and being rebutted.
All right. Now, the big story for the day is obviously from the Parliament House. I'll give you three quick angles. So, the first one is that minority boycott Parliament in solidarity with Wontumi. So that's how it began. Yesterday, around 2:05 p.m., members of the minority boycotted sitting in solidarity with the Ashanti Regional Chairman of MPP, Bernard Nchubosiako, probably known as Chairman Wontumi, who has been arrested by Iyoko on charge of causing financial loss to the state. Wontumi has been granted a 50 million cedi bail, but since he has not been able to meet the bail conditions, he's still in Iyoko custody. He was granted the bail on Wednesday, but spent the night in Iyoko custody. Now, the next story was that minority MPs then stormed Iyoko. Okay, so the minority members essentially besieged the premises of Iyoko to sit on the floor. And I'll use the Daily Guide's version of that story. Members of the minority of parliament yesterday staged a dramatic walkout and subsequent picketed at the premises of the Iyoko, protesting what they describe as unjust, excessive, and politically motivated bill conditions imposed on Ashanti Regional Chairman of MPP, Chairman Wontumi. Now, the members of Parliament marched from Parliament House to Yoko, where they sat on the street in front of Yoko to demand the release of Chairman Wontumi, led by their leader, Alexander Afenyo-Marking. They had earlier raised the matter on the floor of Parliament as one of urgent public importance, drawing attention to what they claim is the capricious and punitive treatment of Chairman Wontumi. Then the third one is that they eventually left the so this is the follow-up on graphic online. Wontumi is still in Yoko custody. Minority MPs dispersed after solidarity protest. Lawyer hopeful of meeting 50 million bail condition by Friday, which is today.
Okay.
So after 24 hours of securing bail pending investigation, Chairman Wontumi is still in Yoko custody. And then they go on to then say in the evening the minority members dispersed. Confirming the status of the bail execution to graphic. Chairman Wontumi's lawyer and the appeal could be said they were still working to execute the bail bond. Now, I want you to give me what the Deputy Attorney General has been saying.
So that's if you have it, great. So if you go to my joy, it's captured there that the Deputy Attorney General, Minister of Justice, Justice Sremsai has broken his silence on the controversial detention of Bernard Entry Bosiako. In a Facebook post on Thursday, he disclosed that the investigations are not limited to local criminal activities, but also form part of a wider international organized crime probe being undertaken in collaboration with global law enforcement partners. Quote, suspect Bernard Entry Bosiako, aka Chairman Wontumi, is under investigation for various criminal offenses. The criminal investigation is running concurrently with asset recovery processes to prevent further dissipation of what law enforcement agencies strongly suspect to be proceeds of crime.
Okay, let me take you to some stories concerning corruption and related matters. So the first one is on page 10 of the Daily Gist newspaper. They are saying that visa fraud rocks Sports Ministry in London game. Now the story is by Issa Ulego. And it says that a fresh wave of controversy has engulfed Ghana's Ministry of Youth and Sports following allegations of a politically orchestrated visa fraud scheme involving the travel of over 500 supporters of the governing National Democratic Congress to the United Kingdom. Now, the supporters reportedly traveled under the guise of attending the ongoing Unity Cup tournament in London, where Ghana is performing poorly, with features teams from Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the claims were made by Vincent Ekoesefua, the ranking member of Parliament's Youth and Sports Committee and the Member of Parliament for the Old Tafo constituency in the Ashanti region during a live interview on UTV on Wednesday, May 28, 2025. If you're interested in that story, grab a copy of the Daily Gist and read further details. But I want to draw your attention to another story surrounding corruption. Page 13 of the Ghanaian Times says Ghanaians demand stronger action against corruption. And just yesterday, the Statistical Service issued a report that suggests that people are paying bribe left, right, and center. Now, Agnes Opoku Sapong, reporting for the Ghanaian Times, says the Center for Democratic Development Ghana, CDD, has held a dissemination forum in Accra to share findings from its town hall meetings on citizens' expectations of the new government. Now, the meetings held across 12 regions between February and March 2025 revealed that many Ghanaians wanted stronger action against corruption, better accountability systems, and reforms in political leadership. Now, addressing the forum yesterday, the CDD's Director of Policy Engagement and Partnership, Dr. Kojo Asante, noted that the town hall meetings tackled a range of pressing national issues, including local government, constitutional review, anti-corruption, and the cost of politics, education, state-owned enterprises, electoral reforms, and the economy, youth, among others.
Let me just give you two quick stories in the graphic. The front page is a good one on education. It says the Ministry of Education has signed a partnership agreement with an educational consortium and other partners to provide $118.8 million grant to support foundational learning. The partnership allows systems change architecture for learning, and then goes on page 3, excellence and other partners, they are called skill, excellence and other partners form a consortium that provides 40 million. They give the breakdown. Other groups contributed another 40 and then 7.4. We interviewed these guys over the week. The support is to improve foundational learning and ensure that every child receives education. The funding will be invested in the Ministry of Education's flagship Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes Gallup program. You remember we did an interview this week with them. The intervention areas are listed: strengthening teaching and learning through support and resources for teachers, strengthening school support, etc. Now, the other story I'm interested in is Dr. Ezaneto Ajima Rawlings is saying we need to have a conversation about gaming addiction.
Yes.
So she's a leading member of the minority in Parliament, an MP for this particular constituency. So the story in the graphic says the MP for Cloticoli, Dr. Zaneto Ajima Rawlings, has called for an honest national conversation about the dangers gaming and betting addiction are posing to the youth in Ghana. She said if the nation failed to engage in such blunt conversations about gaming addiction, it means that we are closing our eyes to the reality and the crisis that we are facing as a nation. I know that the common thing is that we are all hearing is the addiction to drugs, especially red. But the Musato one is the one associated with behavior that you do not recognize as addictive or drug abuse, and that is gaming addiction.
Well, the fact is that that was why some people were concerned about the proposed removal of betting tax and the subsequent removal of the same, because people thought that was going to open the floodgates. Well, we are where we are. But let me quickly draw your attention to a story on page 14 of the Ghanaian Times. It says, "Let's unite towards removing barriers to girls' education." This is very important, coming in from the Vice President. Now, Raymond Amponsa, reporting for the Ghanaian Times, says this year's Menstrual Health and Hygiene Day has been launched with a call for collective action to remove all obstacles that prevent girls from accessing education. Now, the commemoration themed Together for a Period-Friendly Ghana highlighted the need for a united effort to address menstrual health issues. Now, a speech read on behalf of the Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, emphasized the need to advocate and break the silence on women during menstrual periods. I think it's important that the government's policy to give free sanitary pads to girls, I think we should fast-track that. I don't know how much of that has been done, but I think a lot more needs to be done.
Caleb?
Yes, now 1 in 6 Ghanaians paid bribes in 2024. Ghana Statistical Service report reviews alarming trends. So 1 in 6 Ghanaians, Daily Graphic, who interacted with public officials in 2024 paid bribes to access services, according to a newly launched report by the Ghana Statistical Service. The findings published as part of the Governance Series Wave 1 report indicate that 18.4% of individuals engaging public officials admitted to paying bribes, with the majority of such payments made in cash. The study, conducted using computer-assisted telephone interviewing, surveyed 7,248 respondents across all 16 regions of Ghana. Of those surveyed, 55.7% reported at least one contact with a public official between January and December 2024. Research formed parts of Ghana's monitoring efforts for sustainable...
2 quick stories before the food story. DBG AGI dialogue over textile garments industry. This is a very important story. Page 31 of the graphic, it says Development Bank Ghana has expressed its readiness to make significant contributions to the country's development agenda as a financier and long-term driver of structural transformation. Now, CEO Dr. Randolph Nso Ambala, who articulated the bank's position at a policy dialogue in Accra yesterday, said, through partnerships, policy alignment, and inclusive finance, the bank was laying the groundwork for competitive and resilient economy. Now, I'm interested in the area of textiles. Now, this event was on the theme Revamping Ghana's Textiles and Garment Sector, the Challenges, Pitfalls and Opportunities. Participants discussed and identified key policy bottlenecks, pitfalls and opportunities within the textile and garment industry. The forum was aimed at formulating policy recommendations to accelerate growth in the sector. We'll talk about this more later. I like the idea of textiles and garments as an anchor industry for support.
Exactly. And we do know that we are trying to promote made in Ghana crops and produce from the farms. Well, there's a concern that is coming in from clear voices within the space. Tighten food labeling law to protect health, public health. This is coming in from Professor Amuna and Cynthia Asampana, writing on the center spread of the Ghanaian Times, says a professor of public health and nutrition at the University of Health and Allied Sciences, Professor Paul Amuna, has expressed concern over the poor labeling on most food consumables on the market, stressing that this posed a serious health threat to the country. He has therefore called for a tighter regulation and the introduction of policies on imported food and their labeling to protect public health across.
Eat what you grow and grow what you eat.
Yep.
That's newspaper review.
Thank you.
The sun Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 05500-32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go! Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh you go work, but you know it's out on your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out on your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Getting into the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. Neela Taylor is here to tell you all you need to know in the world of business. Good morning, Nee.
Hello, Caleb. Good morning. This is the breakfast edition of City Business News, brought to us by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. I am Neela Taylor here with the details. This morning, let's begin from the aviation industry, where government has begun expansion works at Terminal 2 of the Kotoka International Airport to ease congestion at Terminal 3 and boost overall operational efficiency. The works, when completed, will see Terminal 2 now handling both domestic and international flights in 2 operational phases. Sector Minister Joseph Nikpe-Bukari, who toured the airport, says the project is strategic to expand airport capacity and better position Ghana as a regional aviation hub due to rising passenger and cargo volumes.
If you visit the Terminal 3 at the rush hours, you will realize that we have congestion at Terminal 3 when it gets to rush hours. So we have positioned Terminal 2 into 2 phases, one for the domestic and where we are currently standing for the international, so that we'll be able to bring some of the loads from the international Terminal 3 to Terminal 2 and decongest Terminal 3 to have that kind of comfort and space for our travelers. The purpose is to decongest Terminal 3 and also create and open up the airport to be able to take larger volumes of passengers and cargo.
Transport Minister Joseph Nikpe-Bukari. Now, Ghana is on course to potentially unlock 14 million barrels of oil, a development which will help sustain production. This comes after two major oil producers, Tullow Ghana and ENI Ghana, have resumed drilling in the Jubilee and offshore Cape 3 Point fields in what the government says is a strong sign of renewed confidence in the energy sector. Tullow's well in the Jubilee Southeast area is set to begin producing in the third quarter of this year, while that of ENI in the Sankofa field is expected to uplift output by the end of the year. Moving on from the upstream sector, and the Rent Control Act is being reviewed to operationalize the legislative instrument establishing the Real Estate Agency Council. This is to streamline regulation and eliminate key bottlenecks undermining the real estate industry. According to the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources, the reforms will create a more enabling environment for developers, investors and other stakeholders. Director of Policy Planning, Budgeting, Monitoring and Evaluation, Irene Odukai Mesiba, says the ministry is actively engaging industry players to ensure the sector becomes more investor-friendly.
The legislative instrument to operationalize the Real Estate Agency Council Act, along with efforts to revise the Rent Control Act, are just a few of the interventions being undertaken to create a robust regulatory regime that will support the industry's growth. As you are very much aware, the National Affordable Housing Program is a collaborative initiative involving both the public and the private sector. The ministry provides land and infrastructure to support developers in addressing the nation's housing deficit.
Irene Odukai Mesiba is the Director of Policy Planning, Budgeting, Monitoring and Evaluation at the Ministry of Works and Housing. Away from that, the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana is advocating for a national campaign to strengthen ethics, financial literacy, and public trust in the financial services sector. The push follows rising concerns over growing youth interest in betting as a perceived investment option, something the Institute believes exposes deeper gaps in financial education. CEO of the Institute, Robert Jato, believes a stronger ethical framework and resilient institutions will rebuild confidence in the formal banking system and guide the next generation of finance professionals. He was speaking to Citi Business News at the Maiden National Banking and Ethics Challenge here in Accra.
Financially literate population of citizens actually help the economy of our country to grow, and that's why it's important, because we all work very hard for money, but the question is money working hard for us? We earn salaries at the end of the month for those who are working in formal employment, or if you're running your own business, it's really understanding where's your capital, and as inflation goes up, what does that mean for your working capital, and how do you also build a safety net, and that safety net is for a rainy day. If you're not working tomorrow, do you have some insurance product that protects you? So these are things that I think that we all need to know, because it touches us on a daily basis. How do you save for your children's education, but how do you make sure that when you are not there, they will continue that education? How does insurance come in?
Robert Jato is CEO of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana. Let me now take you to the forex market. This morning, the dollar is trading at 11 cedis 50 pesos, the British pound selling at 15 cedis 70 pesos, and the euro could be sold to you at 13 cedis. That's how we end the Friday edition of the Breakfast Business News on 97.3 Citi FM. Thanks for your time. I am Ni Latte. Next is the Citi Business Edition. Do stay tuned in. Do have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Wale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Well, quite rightly. Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go. Everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
We have a wonderful package for you on the City Business Edition later this morning. In fact, very shortly. So stay tuned. Some important announcement for you, however, is that every day people face different emergencies, police, fire, medical, you name them. But here's an important number to dial when you are in an emergency that is very crucial. I'm talking about money emergency. So EcoBank is bringing you *770#. That's the new money emergency from EcoBank. Is a money number. New EcoBank money emergency number *770#. It gives you instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility payments, airtime, data purchase, so much more, even without data. EcoBank will always come to your rescue, so don't panic when you find yourself in a money emergency. *770# is your dial for all your money emergencies. EcoBank is a Pan-African bank. Now, for all the boss ladies out there, MTN sees you. That's why it's created the Ejumapa just for you. It's more than a bundle. It's your new business bestie. Special data and call bundles. You stay connected to your customers, suppliers, and everything that helps your hustle grow. There is more. MTN Ejumapa also comes with insurance benefits to help protect the business you've worked hard for. It's time to level up. Shine brighter than ever. Dial *5060# now. Grab your Ejumapa bundle and let's get to work on your success story together. MTN Ejumapa, powering women in business. Now, buying an inferior mattress at a cheap price may seem like a good way to save money, but don't fall for the trap of putting your health at risk. It will bring you a lifetime of discomfort and chronic pain. Latest Foam offers you unmatched quality and durability at competitive prices. Good news, we're giving you 10% off everything you buy from our showrooms from now to the end of May. Technically, that's tomorrow. So come and get your favorite mattress, sofas, beds, wardrobes, coffee and center tables, chest of drawers, and many more. Hurry, get your 10% off any item of choice. Call 0302-231-155, 0302-231-156. Visit our pages on socials. T&C Supply. Latest Foam is your partner for life. And if you're looking for water storage tanks, the name we all know is Polytank. Has been in the system for 30 years and all these generations trust us. So make no mistakes, always choose Polytank for guaranteed quality. It's available at the same price across the country at Polytank partner shops. No matter the size you're looking for, durability is always assured. Original is here. Caution is we don't take Momo payments online. So premium understands premium. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is your premium car's bestie. Fully synthetic motor oil designed from natural gas using Shell Pure Plus technology, which extends your engine life, prevents dirt buildup, gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. Go for the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance. You know about the Lesheho Don't Commit campaign, right? Yes, you do. It's that campaign that brings you financial peace. Till the end of June, we've reduced our interest rates just for you, whether it's education, rent, unexpected expenses. We've got the right loan to meet your needs. Call or WhatsApp Nana 02700 4799 02700 4733. Let's make life easier together. T's and C's apply. Let's share whole. Let's improve life. When we are back, we have business edition for you.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Since 1894, we've witnessed the evolution of a brand and proudly partnered with its people on the path to prosperity. From the ink-stained ledgers of the past to the lightning-fast transactions of today, First Bank has consistently adapted, embracing innovation while cherishing the legacy of our heritage and making giant strides across the globe. It's not just about banking, it's about enabling your success generation after generation. Our legacy defined the past, shaped the present, and in 2094, we will still be fostering financial security and stability for future generations. We are helping to create a future where the possibilities are infinite, the opportunities borderless, and where the world looks up to Africa. Let's awaken the giant in you. You first. First Bank.
Telecel Cash, get the lowest transfer charges ever in Ghana. Senekeke with Telecel Cash. You for sort out your old boy, Senekeke. Your girl debut you, Senekeke. Merchant payment, Senekeke. To all networks, T-Cash agents in Swansea, baby. You won't buy some 1212. Senekeke. What the BBC? T-Cash to T-Cash transfers still be free for the Telecel Play app top. Telecel Cash be your saved and secure platform. Them they do transfers across the networks all. Then everywhere them they do mobile money transactions. Dial star 110 hash. Then take send monies. The charges be falla. Or make you download the Telecel Play app. Then send monies go T-Cash wallets for free. Telecel Cash. Send the keke.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get me some love so bad. My girl.
And welcome to another edition of your favorite business analysis program,
My girl.
the City Business Edition. We're live this morning because we are going to be talking to some very lovely people
Joy,
on the whole issue of savings.
in the world.
Why should you prioritize savings in times like these? I'll be discussing that from the point of reference of this very exciting report that the Old Mutual team put together, the 2024 Financial Services Monitor, a great window into the attitudes and mindsets of Ghanaians as far as finance is concerned. And if you've been following, 2 weeks ago we interviewed a lady on this, giving us the context for the report. Some highlights included Ghanaians' attitude and priorities when it comes to finance. We told them that income security was the top priority for Ghanaians, followed by financially assisting others, getting the best investment returns, and debt management. So they want to zero in on what the report reveals about savings. And so today, to talk to us about that, I have three very interesting people. Emma Okanse is the head of distribution for Old Mutual Life Assurance Limited. Emma, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you, Bernard. Good morning.
It's good to have you. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Bernard.
Wonderful. We also have the general manager for Old Mutual Pensions Trust, Gifty Mingle.
Hi, Bernard.
Mingle is a very popular name here. Yes, so we have a mingle in the afternoon. So you are the morning mingle. Wonderful. Now she's the GM for Old Mutual Pensions Trust. And then we have Patrick Ba Abankwa, who's an investment analyst. Patrick, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bernard.
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
So for listeners, if you want to hear more about this, I'm sure if you go to Old Mutual's website, you'll find this report there, this monitor, which was done first in 2023 and repeated in 2024. But let me start with Emma. Before I come to you, though, this is a deep dive into working Ghanaians, uncovering financial attitudes, perceptions, and behavior of working Ghanaians in both the formal and informal sectors. Now, the main objective of the monitor, we're told, is to understand the working population's financial behavior, perceptions, and attitudes, as well as the people of other countries that the group operates in. So Old Mutual is a group that operates on the continent. So Emma, what is the Old Mutual motive for doing this study? Just remind us of why you put this together.
Okay, thank you, Bernard, and good morning to your cherished listeners. For us, Old Mutual, we are a financial institution, and we strongly believe that we are trying to educate people on what they need to do. We've gone through various stages of turbulence. One has to do with GDP, a whole lot of things that we've been through. And we've also realized that Ghanaians have this good savings culture compared to maybe our fellow brothers in the southern part of Africa. So we are trying to increase or encourage people to really make the right financial decisions. And so what we have done is we said, as a business, we are just passionate about enabling customers. These are people that we work with, and we are also trying to give insights to various corporates within the financial sector as well. And then we are also on a larger scale looking at the entire Ghanaians, helping them to come up with their, equipping them with financial acumen for financial freedom. Now, what we also discovered is once we put the report out there, we strongly believe corporate will also leverage on the outcome of this study to make informed decisions. And Ghanaians on a daily basis will make great financial decisions every day. So that's why we decided to come up with this whole thing, just to equip corporates and the entire Ghanaian population.
To help Ghanaians do great things every day, as you say. Gifty, so let's talk about this. The report was done in 2023, and then there was a second one in 2024. What stood out for you? How different were the two reports?
Thank you, Bernard. So one thing I realized is the financial stress of us, because we are Ghanaians. So you realize that in 2023, it showed that about 64% of us were financially stressed. And that's concerning. But good thing is that in 2024, it actually dropped to about 60%. It tells you that there's something we are doing right.
Okay.
Also in 2023, you realize that 17% of working Ghanaians, like myself and Emma, express confidence in the economy. And then in 2024, the number actually increased to about 22%. Interestingly, about 61% of Ghanaians actually believe that, look, we are improving as a country.
Okay.
Another key thing for me when it comes to financial priority, income and job security is top of mind. It's top of priority. 46% of consumers are constantly worried about losing their income. And this is up to significant to about 40% in 2023. To fix this, about 38% indicated relying on income from family and friends, what they call biakuye. Additionally, the priority in Ghanaians is they're looking at relying on their savings. So we realize that in 2023, 61% of them admitted to actually going into their savings to make ends meet. However, this number also dropped significantly to about 18% in 2024.
So it looks like that even though 2024 was a difficult year, things were picking up already.
Yes, things were picking up from 2024.
It looks like 2022 was the low point.
Yes.
So maybe let me come to Patrick on that. So from the way the report flows, 2024 was slightly better than 2023. 2022 was really, really bad.
Terrible.
So where are we now? If you look at that in relation to savings, right? Where are we if you look at that continuum?
Thank you very much. So I think that for most people, when they want to go into savings, the idea is that they want to save and invest. So they build up the funds and then they invest. And as we saw in 2022, as part of the DDEP 2023, people lost confidence in the industry. People's investments, especially those who went to long-term bonds, were affected. By extension, those who even had some funds in mutual funds were affected. But we've seen that because of that action, a lot of investors or people that were into savings moved away from long-term to short-term. And that has transcended from 2023 to 2024. And as we speak, a lot of people are now moving towards the short-term investment. also because the confidence in the economy has begun to take shape.
Okay.
Now the banking industry is getting stronger. You look at the deposit levels of the banks, that's going up. It means that people are now beginning to have confidence to invest now. But they are not just investing in the old ways or the old instruments. So now they are going to the short term. They are looking at ways to diversify their investment portfolio. So they are not keeping all their monies in bonds. They are not doing some collective schemes. Some are doing into shares. Some are going to properties. And all of these things are based on the fact that government should continue to boost the banking industry with confidence. Once people have confidence in the industry, because the reason why I would take my money to an institution is because I trust the institution that if I need my money back, I'll get it. And that's where government will have to boost the economy and make sure that the banking sector is very strong. And also, what we are seeing from the DDEP days up to now is the impact of financial literacy. Now people are beginning to understand what investment is. In the past, we used to think that bonds were risk-free. But now, because of DDP, people are now understanding that if I want to invest, I need to consider A and B and C as part of the investment decision.
So let's clarify something. Are you saying that when people have confidence in the economy, they save or invest more long-term than short-term? So are you saying that when people become short-term in thinking, it's a reflection of lack of confidence? Is that correct?
Exactly. Because when you keep your money in a long-term investment, the assumption is that one, you want to get higher returns.
Okay.
Two, you also want to make sure that you get some returns by way of the interest that will be paid periodically for a particular need. Now, when people don't have confidence that tomorrow, next year, is not certain, they want to go short-term instead of keeping the money in their savings account. They want to just go 3 months, 6 months, and study how the environment will play out. If eventually they think that things are getting better, what you see is that long-term investment will give you higher returns. So then they will channel their money from the short to the long term because they are getting higher returns from there.
So if somebody wants to understand how Ghanaians are thinking, you can look at how people subscribe for, say, the short end of the T-bill versus the medium to longer versions, and then also long-term government instruments. That then gives you a sense of where the Ghanaian mindset is. So are you of the view that as 2025 evolves, we are going to see a lot more long-term investment because things are picking up?
Yes, it's possible. And it's possible because if government begins to go into the bond market, the local bond market, and government begins to give higher returns than treasury bills, eventually people begin to shift from treasury bills into bonds. But now they are not just looking at the amount they want to invest, but they are looking at the returns. And the returns is born out of the fact that they have confidence that government will be able to honor its obligations as time goes on.
Which means that the falling of T-bill rates is actually not a bad thing, because when T-bill rates come down, it's like we are discouraging short-term behavior. And we are saying that we believe things will get better, so start thinking of more longer-term things to put your money into. So it's actually not a bad thing for T-bill rates to come down.
At all. So that has also given rise to the stock market. So if you look at the stock market this year, it's doing very well because those who want to go long-term, in the interim, they can't go to the bond market. So some of them are pushing their funds into the stocks. So we see the stock market doing over 100% as we speak. So that's the mindset of people now.
Before we come back to the report, somebody said there's a relationship between savings and investment, that before a person can invest, they need to have a savings culture. Is that correct? And can you elaborate on that?
Very correct. So there's a man called Jack Benny. Jack Benny said that if you're not able to save while your income is small, practically impossible to save when your income becomes big. That means that you need to cultivate a habit. A habit of saying that if I'm doing 5%, 10% every month on my salary, I need to scale it up to now go into maybe 15% and now invest that money. Because investment is effectively from what you have saved. So if you don't have the habit of putting some aside, if you are looking to get some huge money before you start investment, it practically doesn't work.
I like that. So I'll end this segment with that. It says if you cannot save when your income is small, it is practically impossible to save when your income is big. So that's a wonderful one. We're still on the Citi Business Edition, the live edition. My guests include Patrick Ba Abrokwa, who is an investment analyst. Gifty Mingle is a GM for Old Mutual Pensions Trust. And Emma Okanse is the head of distribution for Old Mutual Life Assurance, both part of the Old Mutual group. So let me come back to Emma. He's given us a nice foundation for the relationship between investment and savings. So savings is the foundation for all financial security. So what does the report say about Ghanaian savings attitude?
Okay, so Bernard, the research or the study revealed that 3 in 10 respondents, for starters, admitted trying new savings and investment avenues in the last 6 months. And what we also discovered is 14% admitted to investing in their businesses or started a business.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also discovered that 11 admitted to saving more than one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also, the final thing is, we realized 37% admitted belonging to a susu. And in fact, these are interesting revelations. But then formal savings also increased from 57% from 47 in 2023. So there has been some kind of increase. And like Patrick said, I mean, now people's confidence have actually gone up and people are now believing the savings market. So for us, Old Mutual, we have few products. One has to do with the special investment plan. And like you said, we have to build a savings culture before we can go into investment. And we are encouraging people to join us, get this special investment plan. And then we also have educator policies. So, I mean, Bernard, you have kids, you need to plan ahead. And this is the right opportunity for you to do that. And I think we were having a conversation earlier on. You were saying this is the right time for us to start saving. And I will encourage everyone to come on board to have the...
So these two things you mentioned, when you say it's a savings plan, can you elaborate on that? What's a special investment plan? But it's a savings plan.
Exactly. So what it does is it gives you the opportunities on a monthly basis. If you want to do on a daily basis as well, you can save a token of your salary. If not your salary, an amount that you can comfortably afford on a monthly basis. This yields some kind of bonus on an annual basis where these monies are invested. So yes, you are saving on a daily basis or a monthly basis, but at the end of the year, you receive bonus at the back of all the savings. So it's a savings and an investment package put together. One interesting thing about this product, it has a life or a risk component embedded. So whilst you are saving towards or maybe investing towards acquiring a property, you also have a life insurance cover in addition to your savings. Yeah.
Usually people say they don't have a lot of money to start saving. What's the lowest amount a person can have before they can take advantage of this product?
For me, I would advise that if you want to earn more, let's try and then increase whatever we want to save on a monthly basis. But the thing is, you should also not save to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation. So I wouldn't like to come up with any minimum savings. I would get the person to make an informed decision based on the financial freedom that they have. Yeah.
Can you add anything to this?
Yes, maybe just to top up to say that, look, she's saying that the SIP has some insurance backing. We even have an interesting product that makes it more comprehensive. So there's the Invest product. You know, the report is saying that about 37% are actually using Susu. So we are saying bring your Susu to us and get some loans as incentive, because you don't need to dip into your savings account. You have your Susu with us as low as 50 cedis, and then you can have access.
Low as 50 cedis.
You can have access to these loan packages from third parties.
So just be clear, the Invest, is it something that the Old Mutual Pension Trust is doing?
Yes.
Versus what, and the SIP is
what Old Mutual Life is doing.
Okay. So you realize that the SIP has a life component in there, so that takes care of that. And then there's the educator, but the investor is saying that, look, you have your Susu. If you're saving with the regular Susu people, you won't get access to loans, but the investor will actually give you access to loan. And really it's under the NPRA, so you're sorted with that.
So it's a quasi investment, quasi Susu kind of product. You call it the Invest.
We call it the Invest, and you can actually have access to it at any time. So instead of doing your regular 3 months treasury bills, you can actually do a 1 month using the Invest.
So Patrick, you can see that in response to the uptick in the economy, products are coming up. They are designing new things and stuff like this. How should listeners and industry players think about these kinds of offerings in the context of where the economy is now?
Thank you very much. Before I even go into that, I have listened and followed the 2023 reports and the 2024 reports. If you look at the 2023 reports, one finding that stood out for me is the fact that only 5% of Ghanaians earn about 5,000 Ghana cedis as we speak.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Repeat that.
Only 5% of Ghanaians earn on a monthly basis income about 5,000 Ghana cedis.
You are kidding me. Serious?
Serious.
Only 5% of Ghanaians earn more than 5,000 cedis a month
as their income.
Maybe that's what they are saying. And did they add people in Mokola, Kantamanto?
So these are average. So you look at the average for population. Yes, that's
so 95% of Ghanaian earners earn below 5,000. That can't be correct.
Sad.
Even with the current exchange rate, that 5,000 cedis is like how much? Less than $500.
Yes, sir. Yes, just around $500.
That's crazy.
So
wow.
I'm just chipping this into to point to the fact that there's a reason why we need to consider such a product like this, where people can just do something little. And as institutions that are looking at this report, what it tells us is that majority of Ghanaians earn below 5,000. So it means that if you want,
so is it 2023 or 24?
2023.
That is worrying about. Wow.
So it means that if you're able to design products that helps people to invest something little, as we are discussing, that is what is good for you, and especially for the invest where you have susu groups coming together to invest and now have a fallback of a loan. I think it's one solid product that people should consider. So if you are in the industry and you are thinking of a product that you can bring out around this time, it's something that will be targeting little investment, small savings, where people can put in some money, they'll be able to turn it around, they get some returns on it, and that helps them to build their investment base over a period of time.
Okay, so Bernard, to add to what he said, in 2023 again, we had I think people who earned less than 3,000 going in, moonlighting. They were poly jobbers, so they were actually doing all manner of things just to support the low income that they were earning in 2023. So these are some of the findings, and for me, you have to have the disposable income and be very disciplined when it comes to saving, so that at least when life happens, you have something to cater for all these events.
City Business Edition is live this morning, looking at the Old Mutual report that was launched last year, or the second edition of the report, Old Mutual Financial Services report, and I'm discussing contents of that and implications with three people, two from the company and one an investment analyst. Patrick Abankwai is an investment analyst, Gifty Mingle, GM for Old Mutual Pensions Trust, and Emma Okanse, head of distribution for Old Mutual. When we come back, we'll talk about the retirement savings and the gap between knowledge and action. A lot of people know they have to save, but very few people are saving for retirement. And then we'll also discuss other implications of this report. This is the City Business Edition. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP020, made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank, we did Polytank. Papa no no, Papa no no, Papa no no, Papa no no no, Papa no no, Alcazar. Polytank, the original, always the best.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Please wait, until I get my new car. Please wait, until I find my real size. I'm gonna get this.
We're still here on the City Business Edition. Today is a live edition, and we are reflecting on the Old Mutual Financial Services Monitor 2024. Which zooms in on working adult Ghanaian consumers earning a personal monthly income of 1,000 cedis or more, with some very interesting findings, including the level of stress Ghanaian consumers were facing in 2024, and review some interesting things about the financial priorities of Ghanaians. And what was interesting was that Ghana is the only country where financially assisting others ranked so highly. If you look at the top 10 things that people looked at as their financial priorities, income and job security was the highest, which is normal, which correlates with other countries. But financially assisting others, being of help to other people, was quite high. And that was very unique to Ghana. And getting best investment returns was also a big priority. Paying debt was just number 4. So Ghanaians, paying debt is not their problem. They are not thinking about paying their debt. Also, checking for cover and insurance was one of the top 5, as was investment and security, or that the investments were secure, and then cutting expenses. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's come back. So there was something I found in the report that was quite interesting. A lot of people know that they have to save for their retirement. In fact, the report said 83% acknowledge that savings for retirement is important. Right? It's important too, but only about 1/3, all right, are actually doing what they say they know. So that's very serious, about 36%. So Emma, what's going on there? People know they have to save and plan for retirement, but Charlie, they are not doing it.
Bernard, I think people think retirement is very far from them.
Yeah.
But I also had my SNIT statement, and I was like, oh, I'm getting close. Yeah. I think people who don't even receive these statements, will not even pay attention to these things. I think that is why people are actually not saving or paying much attention or premium to saving towards their retirement. Now, according to the report, Ghanaians hardly save towards their retirement, and that's what we've just mentioned. And then the fact is, it's at that particular action actually ranked 8th to our savings goals. That was what we discovered. Wow. And it's disheartening, because what we see out there is people go on retirement, and few years down the line, sorry to say, they become paupers because they've not actually saved enough towards their retirement, and it's something that they are not taking it seriously. So we at Old Mutual have this developed a product. I wouldn't say a product, it's a solution, because it's addressing the retirement issues that we currently have. What we are saying is, if you have a lump sum and as we speak you don't know what to do with it, just come to Old Mutual. We have a product by name Deposit Admin, and we are going to invest this money for you, and once you are ready to go on retirement, this will be pushed into the annuity fund, where you are given a guaranteed salary on a monthly basis till God calls you. Let me stress on that, till God calls you. And then if you do not have that lump sum, and you feel, okay, I can also contribute something on a monthly basis as well, we are available to assist you save towards that. It's quite interesting when, after the research, we discovered that 20% in 2023 who were not paying attention to their retirement. They were not saving towards their retirement. I think it declined in 2024 to 18%. That's a cause for alarm, and we need to start educating or intensify the education. I think we need all stakeholders on board. Gifty is here. She's also handling third tier of people, and we need people like Bernard. You are really, I think you are an advocate when it comes to savings, and we also need you to come to the table just to educate and sensitize people. We have Patrick here. Patrick has been doing a wonderful job, and we need him to also come over. These are key stakeholders that we all need on board to educate people, so that at least we give them that kind of financial freedom when they are on retirement.
If you are a pensions provider, well, this information is pretty serious. People are not putting money aside for their pension. What can you do with this kind of information? How do we fix this?
Bernard, honestly, it's awareness. Look, we have to go out there. We have to partner with media houses like yourself. We have to let people understand that this is the way to go. And like Emma mentioned, our products are for people in Ghana and outside Ghana. So it's not like just locals here. If you are out there and you have lump sum or monthly contributions, push it to the life insurance, and you still make the returns that you want. But awareness is key. Let us translate this into the local languages, into the trees and the guns, for people to understand that, look, you don't need to sit on your money. There are solutions available for you to take advantage of.
This research is pretty detailed, and as you can tell, I've been talking about it a lot on air. What will you use this for in the future, and will it be publicly available?
Okay.
Yes, talk to me
Yeah,
about
so this is publicly available at it on our website. So when you go on www.oldmutual.com.gh, you can download the report and just do the reading and educate yourself. We are encouraging corporates, we are encouraging all Ghanaian individuals to go on our website, download this report and educate themselves with the content. Now, there is a reason for we undertaking this study. And one has to do with, we really need to understand who we are working with, so that at least we can plan. So this will help us plan and then also come up with innovative products or solutions that will meet the needs of our people. So that is the reason for we coming up with the studies. We spent a lot, and for us it gives us joy as a business to come up with things that meet the needs of our customers. So that's why we decided to invest so much into this research.
I'll take closing comments from Gifty and then from Patrick.
Just to say that we're partnering with all media houses, speaking the languages that our clients understand, and educating them that savings, investment is the way to go. Thank you.
And of course, you are my investment guru for the morning. Leave me with one last tip.
So I think that we all have to see savings and investments as now and the future. Don't see investment or retirement as something that is very far from you. You can go on retirement because of an illness. You can go on retirement because of an accident. So it means that you always have to be prepared. And usually it's our quest to enjoy now as against the future that makes us not being able to save and invest. So the key thing is that make it a conscious effort by drawing up a plan to be able to save and invest every month towards your retirement, which is just closer to you than you thought.
There's a quick question from Ni Yamufio in Greensboro, North Carolina, asking whether the savings plan is open to people in the diaspora.
Yes, it is. It's actually open. So like I mentioned earlier, it's open to people in the diaspora.
So what's your website then?
www.oldmutual.com.gh.
Wonderful. You've been listening to friends from Old Mutual. Gifty Mingle, General Manager for Old Mutual Pensions Trust. Emma Okanse, Head of Distribution for Old Mutual Life Assurance. And Patrick Ban Abankwa, an investment analyst, adding some spice. We've been discussing the savings implications of the Old Mutual Financial Services Monitor 2024. The second in the series. Hopefully 2025 will show a lot more positive movements in Ghanaians' behavior. Hopefully better incomes too. That's all we have time for today's edition of the program. Coming up next is Kickoff with the Sports Desk, and the City Breakfast Show continues. Don't go away.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
In every Ghanaian home, there's a trunk, not just of GTP fabrics, but also stories and tradition passed on from mother to daughter to help her discover herself, to shape her dreams and hopes, to usher her into becoming a woman wrapped in purpose. Celebrate every woman's journey of growth into womanhood with the new GTP Mother's Day collection, now available at all accredited dealers nationwide, the GTP retail store in Osu, and online at shop.gtpfashion.com. Verify authenticity by matching the code on the edge of the fabric with the code on the label. GTP, life styled.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Friday morning, welcome aboard to Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show with me, Edwin Kwakofi. Kickoff is powered by Shell Go Well, Politangana's under GH, Elesheho. Let's improve life. First of all, Ghana's Black Stars have failed to book a place in the final of the 2025 Unity Cup following their narrow defeat to Nigeria at the GTech Community Stadium. The result means Nigeria will play Jamaica in the final on Saturday, while Ghana face Trinidad and Tobago in the third place playoff game. City Sports' Bernard Abeku-Otri has more in the following report.
Nigeria's Super Eagles claimed bragging rights in the Unity Cup, defeating the Black Stars of Ghana by 2-1 in the highly anticipated Jollof Derby. Black Stars coach Otoado attributed the loss to Nigeria's more aggressive and mature performance, which proved decisive in securing their victory.
I think the goals were too easy. The second goal was a little bit lucky, but the first goal was way too easy. Not a good cross actually from Nigeria. We did to clear it, but we are not compact enough in the defense and didn't stop the cross. And I think we slipped also in the middle, but shouldn't happen. But all the same, Nigeria was more aggressive in the first half. Won a lot of duels, created chances, and we were not really there. And this was really disappointing.
Wilfred Schaefer, technical advisor for the Ghana Black Stars, took a subtle jab at Nigeria when discussing the implications of Ghana's 2-1 loss to the Super Eagles in the Unity Cup semi-finals at the GTEC Community Stadium.
It's a friendly tournament. We have player in Arsenal, we have player in Bilbao, we have player in West Ham, and this player was not today here. I think we have 3 points in front of. When we win 2 matches, we can go to the World Cup. I don't know Nigeria now. I don't know exactly.
Nigeria's 2-1 triumph over the Black Stars of Ghana provides a significant boost as the Super Eagles prepare for the 4 final World Cup qualifier matches in September.
I think everybody can see our identity, our game identity. So we need to work, we need to improve. So maybe I'm so proud of my player. I'm so proud of the.
Wednesday night's result means Nigeria will play Jamaica in the final on Saturday, May 31, while Ghana face Trinidad and Tobago in the third place playoff game.
The report was put together by my colleague Bernard Abeku-Otri. Let's head to Europe, where Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim has been responding to questions over speculation surrounding Alejandro Garnacho's future at the club. Here's what he had to say.
He's a player of Manchester United. All the players are here. Some players are injured. Was better not to fly here to play these 2 games. So it's a normal situation. It's okay.
That was Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim, and he also addressed queries about the club's plans for the transfer window and which areas he would like to strengthen.
No, guys, you have to wait for that for the next season. It's something for you guys also to talk about, and it's your time. I will not confirm nothing. I have no news, so we'll see. But it will be some changes.
That was Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim. And finally, Chelsea have triggered the £30 million release clause of Ipswich striker Liam Delap, with talks currently ongoing over personal terms. Manchester United, Everton, Newcastle and Nottingham Forest were among the clubs who had shown interest in Delap, who was available for £30 million because of Ipswich relegation. Delap's preference, however, is to join Chelsea, while Manchester City had opted against triggering their buyback clause. And that's the latest in the world of sport. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff is powered by Shell. Shell go well. Politangana's under GH and Leshehu. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. You're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, we improve your life.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The City Business Festival 2025 on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The City Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business.
The City Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN Business, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey there, all enterprise customers. We are rewarding all of you just for standing by us all this while. Simply keep doing the things you've always done with us, like renewing policies, making purchases, and more. The twist though, you have to do them on our self-service portal via web or the Enterprise Advantage app. Once you log into the portal, access Advantage Points and do any of the transactions you're allowed to do there in order to earn points. The more you transact, the more points you earn. The points you earn can be used to redeem loads of airtime, Momo, and other rewards. It's that simple. Just visit the portal, log in, and enjoy. Visit my.enterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage Points, because nothing you do should be pointless.
Enterprise, your advantage.
There's no price like the ShopRite price. That's why we are committed to bringing you lower prices on all the essentials you need. Like 1 kilo Lily White Sugar for only 29 cedis, 99 pence worth, and 500 gram Good Start White Oat Porridge for just 19 cedis, 99 pence worth. Never pay more than the ShopRite price. Prices valid until 8th June, only at ShopRite. Plus, stand to win one of 140 trolley dashes. Simply buy any 3 participating products and stand to win with ShopRite's Big Low Price Carnival. Competition ends 8th June. T&Cs apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Mr. J, baby.
True lovers in the ghettos. I say, order of a uno mumbia. Go utinko. Get so low. Get so low. Get so low. This not you. Get so low. Get so lovey. Get so lovey. Get so low. This not you. Get so low. My baby girl say she's solely living the life for me. She can do without me.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
She would trade me for any man. Sometimes her love them make me wonder. Oh my God, the things she they do them make me ponder. Into the background and shower nothing. I seem to act again and again. And yet the answer swadding. Between it extra marking. Ya boni tutuo ya chana bufuo ya kini situo said you besuro na kume prim o gini trip o himo don't you see the otimado team we like Siamese twins dangerously inseparable now call it Gary and beans deliciously palatable my heavenly made bride we roll like Bonnie and Clyde yeah get so low get so low get so low this not you get so low get so lovey get so lovey get so low this not you get so low I wonder where she got this kind of loving from I wonder why she perfect and never do no wrong oh my empress you my sunshine get so girl and you my lifeline when I got nothing she was there for me bought for me paid for me very softy never bored with me once get in the won't get rocking she had the type who never been to university what a kind of love got a whole diversity she stopped and fucked with morality she saw high versatility
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
my empress said she love me so she gon' give me some more in the cup when you know no you see my love my empress said she love me so she gon' give me some more tomorrow she won't watch me or dokai
Otomrosie, when I watch me or Dokai. Oh my goodness. Ghana rap software of Bravo and Stone Boy. They call this one Ghetto Love. Now I'm enjoying it. When two of your favorites do it together, they provide the world's best. Ghetto Love. Aha. No, 0549-968-996. If you have an Otomrosie, you want to celebrate your ghetto love, just send a message through 0549-986-996. I have some beautiful messages here for some lovely people. A special one going to the Aqua Group. From Mr. Oheminga J, wishing you a very happy birthday and fulfilling one. Your leadership, vision, and dedication continue to inspire and drive us all to be better every day. May this new year of yours bring you continued success, good health, and well-deserved happiness. This is from James Poby, the General Manager, and the entire KMK, SMH, and Beverages team. And this one is to my lovely niece, the beautiful Rama. Words have failed us today. 5 years ago, God showed us mercy and you came to our lives. You have been nothing but an absolute pure joy and laughter. We pray the good Lord preserves your going out and your coming in. Remain under the mighty hand of God. We are blessed to have you, ever beautiful Rama, from your parents Ezwa, Nanaraba, and siblings Anna and Papa. Happy 5th birthday, Bozoma Irama Uswa Arthur. Special one from Abigail as well. And Bozoma, if you're listening, Uncle loves you too. Good morning, City Breakfast Show. Happy birthday. Please help me wish my girl, Miss Amanda Abna Amago of SOS Herman Minor School, Tema, a happy birthday. She's 8 years old today. Lovely. May the Lord continue to bless her and favor her. From Dad and Mom, we love you dearly. Kindly wish Presbyter Franklin Akposoa, Marketing Manager, Graphic Corporation, and a member of PCG Bethel Congregation La, and Ebenezer Dodu of PCG Nativity Congregation La. Happy birthday from Mr. Michael Ashite Ama. God bless you. Happy birthday in advance to my beautiful and intelligent wife, Akria of Lashibi, who celebrates her birthday tomorrow. We welcome her to the 3rd floor. God bless her and keep her in good health. From her husband Felix, Kendra, Karen, and Karen. Oh man, Akria, your husband Felix says, you're the only woman he loves. All right. Happy birthday going out to the amazing Yawa Kofi. God bless you, and we wish you a wonderful year from the entire Kofi team, our family. It's the old girl's birthday tomorrow. She turns 75. We're wishing Madame Juliana Kwaku a blissful 75th birthday from Beatrice, Alfred, and Albert Mensa Onoma, and in-laws, as well as her grandchildren. Continue to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Continue to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? Kindly wish my dear friend Ohima of Jowulu Parliament a happy birthday for me. Nana Buje, aka Chief Constable. Nana Buje, he sent that through. And tomorrow is the birthday of Council Sika Antobre. Oh my goodness.
I'm your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. And I'm in a club with your favorite singer.
Abeku is doing his thing this morning. Enjoy this one, my friends. God willing, tomorrow, May 31, will be our 17th marriage anniversary. Help me thank God and my Mrs. Rosemary Ahogba for being here throughout the changing scenes of life. I appreciate you greatly, Mrs. Rosemary Ahogba and Harrison Ahogba. 17 years in the journey and going strong. Congratulations. Now, all new First mobile app from First Bank Ghana is here. You experience the convenience of banking from your palm anywhere in the world. We've designed exciting features just for you. Airtime and data purchase, account to Momo transfer, intra-bank transfers, account opening, bill payment to Netflix, iTunes, you name them. Whatever it is, once you can do it in the banking hall, you can get it done on the First mobile app. Visit the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, download the First mobile app and bank with ease like never before. More information 0596 921 921. First Solutions at firstbankgroup.com is the email. You can visit any of our branches nationwide. First Bank, you first. One thing that sounds like a good idea is buying a cheap mattress. It will save you money in the interim, but it's a trap that you'll be putting your health at risk if you follow. It will cause you a lifetime of discomfort and chronic pain. Latest Foam offers you unmatched quality and durability at competitive prices. Good news, we're giving you off 10% everything you buy from our showrooms. Just name them: beds, bed, wardrobes, coffee tables, centerpieces, whatever it is. Hurry to get your 10% off any item. But it's ending in May, I think, and that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the end of May, correct? And it's also a weekend. How good is that? Just pass through any of our showrooms. You get 10% off any item you choose. 0302-231-155. 0302-231-156. Visit our pages on socials. T's and C's apply. Latest Foam is your partner for life. Big conversations are coming up shortly, bringing you important announcements. In the meantime, customer of Enterprise, yeah? Great. If not, then you're missing out on the Enterprise Advantage. There is no point not scoring points while getting your insurance done, right? So Enterprise Advantage Points makes you rack up points and score awesome rewards just by making purchases, renewing policies, and more, all through the self-service portal or the Enterprise app. Visit myenterprisegroup.net.gh or download the Enterprise Advantage app to get started. Enterprise Advantage Points, because nothing you do should be pointless. Enterprise is your advantage. Good morning to Jolene. Jolene Sraha, good morning to you and the team. Here's a love letter from the Ghana Revenue Authority. I know you love them. They're reminding all persons registered for VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy that all these levies and communication service tax returns for April 2025 should be submitted. Your returns forms should be submitted not later than today, my dear brother and sister. Today is the last working day of the month, and GRA is calling out to you. Return it early and avoid payment of penalties. The penalty is 500 Ghana cedis. There's a further one of 10 cedis each day the return is not submitted. For CST operators, late filing of returns attracts a pecuniary penalty of 2,000 Ghana cedis. That's a salary. And further penalty of 500 Ghana cedis each day. So remember to submit the April 2025 returns not later than today to avoid paying penalties. Contact us via email info@gra.gov.gh, on WhatsApp 055-299-000 or 020-063-1664.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Amapino. It's a lovely tune.
I have a problem.
Okay. Oh, what is the problem?
This morning, John and Surprise Review, they said men like paying bribe more than
Yeah.
women. Is it true?
No, the Amapino song is say Maria Hami Mombo.
No, but it's serious. the issue about bribery
Yes,
and corruption should not be glossed over. And I think that, you know, our country will not go anywhere if we don't look in the mirror every now and again and say, what should we change about ourselves?
Yeah.
Now, the reason this is an issue for me is that, you know, when I go to places and people realize who I am, they come to me with a litany of complaints about the country. So they'll say, oh, Bernard, Citi. Then they'll start talking. Our roads are bad. Well, our government is not doing this. People are not doing that. They have all kinds of things to say. Educational system, the doctors, the nurses, you know. But this Statistical Service report on corruption is basically saying that, just like the prophet said to David, you remember that prophet who told a story about Nathan? He said there was a man who had many sheep and he wanted to do a party for himself, and then he went to the man who had only one sheep, and then he took the sheep from the man violently and killed it for his own party. And then he said, this man has to die. What a wicked man, what a bad person. You know, and the prophet waited for David to say all the things he said and pronounced judgment on that and said, you are that man. And David was like, I said, you are that man. Because you are the guy who I gave a throne to. You were nobody. I put you on the throne. You have more than 3 wives. And then a man who is loyal to you, who is guarding you, you went to take his wife from him. David says, I have sinned against God. He said, no, you have sinned. It's very clear you have sinned. So I want us to go into some of the highlights of the report. See, you cannot change a nation only by people complaining. You can change a nation by people admitting.
Correct.
And also saying that we will not partake in this activity again.
Correct.
Okay. I've been told by lawyers that when it comes to corruption, the giver and the taker of a bribe are equally guilty. So we shouldn't even present corruption and bribery as if it's only a question of the demand side. By demand side, I mean you go to a government agency and they are dragging their feet and therefore you have to pay a bribe. If that's the demand side for corruption, the supply side is the person who actually dips his hand in his pocket and pays. You understand? The basic economics I know tells me that if you want to balance and solve any problem holistically, you do your analysis from both demand side and supply side. So we cannot discuss corruption only from the point of view of the taker of bribes. We must also look at corruption from the point of view of the giver of the bribe. Okay. Yeah. So, for example, when you go to an assembly that you want something to be done, and then they are dragging their feet, do they ask you to pay a bribe, or do you think that if you pay the bribe, it will make it faster? Both of you are equally guilty. It should not be that. So, yes, the person who is making the work difficult for you, he will receive the first condemnation, probably the greater condemnation. But you, the guy who also caved in and gave it to him, is equally guilty. Because if we have a culture of saying we will neither give nor take, things will get better. Now, the thing about corruption is that it's a slippery slope. So you start by paying 2 cedis or 3 cedis so you can get an advantage somewhere. You can end up paying for your degree, end up paying for an appointment, paying for a post.
Doctorate.
Pay for a doctorate, yes. And I read a notice somewhere that the easiest way to destroy a country is not to bring guns and come and shoot the people. Go to the classroom and let the students feel that they don't have to learn, but they can pass if they get Apple. And that if they can pay money and they get the questions ahead of time, they will do well in the exam. That's how you destroy a society. That's how you destroy a society. And we are very angry about external aggressors. So when some foreign embassy says something, hey, why should they say that? Hey, they say Ghanaians are corrupt. They shouldn't say that. We have self-respect. We are very angry, but we don't get angry when Statistical Service releases a report and says a lot of Ghanaians are collecting and paying bribes. More men are collecting it than women. That one is nothing. Oh, that one is just normal. It's civil society. It's anti-corruption, Mary Ada, Kukujo Pumpuni Asante, and what's the other ones? The Vitos Azim. That's their work. So that one is just something. Nobody ever says, for the next 5 Sundays, we are going to preach about why bribery will take you to hell, why bribery is evil, why it's a sin. why paying and collecting, why the payer and the collector are both evil in the sight of the Lord. 10 days. We are always doing 10 days for babies, 10 days for visa, 10 days for financial breakthrough. We are never doing 10 days against corruption. March against corruption, never. Do a march against corruption, nobody will go. We are complicit. We are happy. This is our state. So for me, I'm going to say it as it is. That report is damning. 174 pages on governance. Congrats to the Statistical Service. We are active participants. Is that a word? We partake. We are. I want a stronger word. We are. Sky, what's the legal word for somebody who took part in a crime? Accomplice. We are willing accomplices in the enterprise of corruption.
Oh, we are betters.
We are. Thank you. We have donated ourselves and sold ourselves out to paying bribes. Oh yeah,
it's been normalized.
Yes, that's why. You know what is news? News is something that is out of the ordinary. So you are told in Journalism 101, when a dog bites a man, it's not news. When a man bites a dog, it's news. Which means that the fact that the corruption report is not registering means that it's not news. Do you know what that means? It means we know.
We've become acclimatized to it. It's normalized.
So today I come to say to the people when they meet me at programs, oh Bernard, I want to see you. Yeah, you know this is happening in my area. Somebody has done this. Every day somebody has a complaint. All the people come and meet me. They are good people. Though. The people come and complain about Ghana. They are the good ones. The rest of them. So who is doing the bad in Ghana? Sky. Whether I'm in church,
a few bad
I go to football match, I go to the market, I am taking a walk. Oh, are you Bernard? Please come. Please don't stop talking about the thing. Talk about the people. Talk about the politicians. Talk about the pastors. Talk about the Jesus. Talk about the Tonto. Talk about the Danda. So who is doing bad in Ghana? Truck drivers say they will go and protest against pedestrians who are selling.
Yes.
Pedestrians who say truck drivers are lawless. Yes. So who is bad in Ghana?
And truck drivers are refusing to reduce the prices of transport.
Right. For me, it is a very very serious issue. And what is making it worse is that we have not stopped to reflect on it. I think that we have to bow our heads in shame and resolve. We are entering a new month. May is ending. That from the month of June, we are going to reduce the number of bribes we pay because we are paying a lot of bribes and we are collecting bribes. I know that sometimes bad happens, you can't stop immediately. But we can say that for driver's license, for passport, for land, the major services we will not collect, we will not pay bribe.
Okay.
Let me lose. You see, people forget that everybody who wants to live a life of righteousness will be persecuted. That's what the Bible says.
True.
Suffering is part of the reward of doing good. You will suffer. People are not prepared to suffer. People want life to be easy. You can't be. So if you say you want Ghana, you have to suffer. And that suffering means that sometimes it will take you 6 months to get it if you can get it in 6 days. That's suffering. That's what it means. We are the gospel of suffering is no longer in Ghana. So everybody has a reason for paying. And yet they want the problem to be solved. Who is going to solve the problem? Go into that report and read it. It's an indictment on the Ghanaian society. So please, before you call me and send me another thing that I should follow up on, before you send me an email and say, Aloski, Charlie, this morning, there's some guys building some house, some road, some fitter, somebody, this, that. Every day somebody has something to complain. Who is doing evil in Ghana? Who are the ones collecting the bribes? Say, why is it that the people who are complaining there? So is it that the people who are doing but they don't talk?
You are doing a complainant and accused.
Yes! It is. And for me, the destruction of our society will be consummated if we don't stop at a point and say, enough of the hypocrisy. Let's look ourselves in the face and say, we have to change as a people. We have to stop this ostrich lifestyle where we always talk about what others are doing without looking at what we ourselves we do. So on this note, the report is online. Please go and download it and read it. There are many parts of that report. Everybody should read the part that concerns them. And tomorrow morning, today, when you go to the mosque, repent.
Sunday,
when you go to the church, repent and say, God, forgive me for being part of Ghana's problems.
Yes.
And that from today, I will never pay a bribe again.
some of the people who need to do that. Okay, so Bernard, I have this message that I've had with me for some time. I want to read to you, share with you and Sky. So we help this person. For example, the conversation starts this way. Charlie, any links in lands registry? I sent my document site plan to register the land and the documents are missing.
Mercy.
I said, hey, is it the same as lands commission? Because she said lands registry and she said yes. All 4 documents for almost 4 years, back and forth, sir. Some guy said he could help. He took money and then did nothing. I'm worried someday someone will show up for our land. So this person is trying to get help.
The land registry.
Yeah.
And the documents have disappeared.
Yeah.
So let me be fair.
Let
me be fair. There has to be a system in which this person can get redress.
Correct.
Without having to pay that guy to go and retrieve the document. So whilst I am sure that the payer and the payee are equally guilty, I think in some cases like you've just read,
out of desperation, someone offers to help.
The institution must take responsibility.
Yeah.
The institution must take responsibility. So, I'm not saying we'll not follow up on these matters, but I'm just saying that it's good. 4 years you've not received your document. Yeah. At least it means you persisted for 4 years. Yeah. Okay. I feel like there has to be 3 different conversations. Institutional reform, where service delivery at the public service unit has to be properly discussed. All right, service delivery. Yeah. Then we also need to look at behavior change, which is in relation to the way the person is talking to you, the way they just drag their feet, and then there also has to be sanctions and enforcement. Sanctions and enforcement. That's a holistic conversation. So institutional reform means that some institutions must be collapsed. Some of the institutions must re-engineer the place, digitalize operations. So some institutions. So sometimes when it comes to bribery and corruption, you must make it difficult for them to collect the bribe. So no cash. So for example, ECG say no cash. Yeah. Now it's tougher to be corrupt when it's digital because there's a paper trail.
True.
All right. So there's a discussion we need to have around what reforms do we need to have for institutions like ECG, SNIT, Lands Commission, Passport Office? All those things are important parts of the conversation. Then there's the behavioral change. Pastors, imams, radio presenters, talk about that. Don't pay bribe. Always push it in their face. This is what we are doing. But then there must also be sanctions and enforcement, where whether it's the Attorney General's office or SNIT, forgive me, what do you call this other one? Shraj or those guys, they then come in and say, Mr. Bernard, what you've done, you've broken the law, this is what you have to do. Those 3 must work in tandem.
Right.
If this issue of corruption, I think though that the social side has not been done that well. And I believe that because a lot more people interact informally with the state.
Yeah.
People don't necessarily listen to the president every time he speaks on 6 March. People listen to the radio more.
Yeah.
People go to church and listen to a sermon. People go to mosque and listen to an exhortation. I think that those platforms, people go to school and listen to their teachers. Those platforms must be deliberately harnessed in the behavioral change component of my 3-pronged approach. All right?
Service delivery.
The government can do what it can sanctions. With enforcement and sanctions. That's clear. That one, they do some, they can do more. Institutional reform, I think, is also very legitimate, where there are ministries, department, agencies that have to be reshaped and all those things. But the behavioral part is when we take a report from statistical service and we dissect it on air. When we go to church on Sunday, the pastor says, this week we are praying against greed. And we are telling people that accumulating money using the wrong means is evil. You understand? Because it is what you tell people every day that they believe. All right, if you reinforce the message, a lot of times the things we tell people in the churches is more like, Charlie, you will make it, you will break through.
Amen.
The God of overtaking, the God of a second chance.
Yes.
So like it's almost like when you get born again, the first evidence you are born again is that you have to succeed financially, and therefore no matter how you get the money, God is happy. The evidence that you are saved is that you are blessed, and the evidence that you are blessed is that you have money. Even if you still to take the money, once you go and pay a tithe, you are on track to heaven. That message must change. Because social, you see, it's easier to change a law than to change a behavior. It's easier to change a policy than to change people's convictions.
Attitudes.
So I am saying that we, the people who sit on the social side, media, pastors, imams, teachers, parents, we have to model good behavior, and we have to also show evidence of, essentially highlight those who do right and expose those who do wrong. That's our responsibility.
Correct.
So people of Ghana, go and read the Statistical Service report. Wilson, put it on the Citi newsroom website. Put it there, the Statistical Service, or put a summary there, or do an infographic of the key highlights of our behavior when it comes to bribery and corruption, and put it on the website, so that people will read it and repent today and Sunday. I've finished my submission for the morning.
So my question to you, our listener, is in the month of June, tell me 3 public institutions that you want to see the transformation we are talking about. 3 places you've dealt with that you want to see some serious transformation, and wherever you are also working, what 3 things do you think you would have to effect changes?
3 is a lot too. Let them give you one.
Just single one.
Just give you one.
Just one.
Just one. The one that is critical.
The very, very critical one. Yes.
One public institution that they really believe that
there must be change.
They have to change.
And you yourself also, one thing that you want to do differently, that will be a change for you in the month of June. Because like Bernard has said, it's easier to change a law than to change behavior. So let's all agree on some critical things we need to change as we get into half year and we see how things go. But Sky, so for someone who's taken the documents to the Lands Commission, and for 4 years she's been following up, and they tell her the documents are missing, someone offers to help, then they pay, nothing gets done. What remedies are available to such persons? Because genuinely, if you're frustrated and you have concerns that someone could come and take over your lands because an authority you have entrusted your documents to have misplaced that document, you are susceptible to a lot of things that could be happening within those institutions, are you not?
Well, that is true, but fear of irreparable harm, or one that is repairable, depending on the circumstances of the case, does not, without more, serve as a defense for committing an unlawful act. Because in this case, the law clearly states that you cannot bribe a public official in order to get a particular end served. The law is
demanded.
Whether it is demanded or not, you as a citizen have a duty, an obligation imposed by law, not to engage in that conduct. But in cases where for some reason you paid the money in question, the question there arises whether you can support the Attorney General to prosecute the public official involved. As you do know, we currently have, a regime that the Attorney General is taking advantage of robustly to invite people who are well aware of crime committed in one space or the other, or who are fringe suspects, if you like, in the commission of crime, to bring their complaints to the Attorney General's office and support eventual successful prosecution of the people involved. In those cases, then the Attorney General's department can cut you some slack, use you as a prosecution witness, and then have you, testify against whoever is the public official involved.
So that speaks to the sanctions.
The officer gets punished.
It speaks to the sanctions argument Bernard was talking about earlier. But this sounds like a very tedious, long process.
Well, you see, so the duty imposed by the law, it's not one that you can easily waive like that.
Yeah.
You can't say that because someone is coming to take over my land, and because I fear that the person will succeed in doing the same and it will be cumbersome seeking to recover the land in question, then I find it expedient to pay bribe. Because the moment you do that, you fall within the remit of culpability of the law. Now the question is what should happen to you thereafter. And my submission respectfully is that in appropriate cases, if the Attorney General takes the view and the offer is made that you want to serve as prosecution witness, so that Kwame so at the lands ministry or lands registry collected say 1,000 Ghana cedis or 20,000 Ghana cedis from you for purposes of doing ABC, when he ought not have done the same, and the intent was to get him to facilitate a particular process unlawfully, then in those cases, then you can have some slack.
Let me just provide further and better particulars, as you will say it, right? So a friend is doing the listener and she says, I don't do bribes at all. It's not a bribe. He asked for the money to so it was paid for a service. You went through the system and we went through the system. He saw me and asked that they have a department where you pay and they do the search. So when you take your documents there, it gets missing, then there's a department you pay, they go search for you.
So he gave the money to this person to pay for the search.
Exactly.
And they've not got him back.
And it's been 4 years. So but in all intents and purposes, that was no bribe. That was actually a payment for the search. So if you misplace my document, I also then have an obligation to pay for you to now go and search for what you have misplaced.
First of all,
can I ask a question?
I just want to deal with it. First of all, there are formal processes for making payments. And when payments are made, they are made to specific, offices within the space.
Correct.
And you need to receive a receipt to that effect. So you cannot make payments to people just on the go without receiving a receipt in return. And ensuring that the office to which or the officer to which you made a set payment was lawfully, clothed with the authority to receive whatever payment.
Bernard, I remember sometime this week we spoke about someone making payment for a certain land and they were given receipts and the receipt did not capture exactly how much they paid for the entire service. And that happens a lot. If you get involved in a crash, for example, they will ask you to get a DVLA test. Testing officer to test the vehicle for you to know whether or not all its essential parts were working before everything gets done. And you know what? The receipt will not cover exactly how much you've paid though. There's a specific amount they will give you on that to capture that this is how much we're giving.
What I wanted to ask,
there's still that thing.
In response to you and what Sky was saying was, my question is, do we have a formal institution that people can complain to when another institution is being unfair to them?
Well,
because you see, I'm coming. You will say Shraj. Ordinary Ghanaians, it will shock you that these things are very foul. When you say Shraj, like Sky, you're a lawyer, you're a journalist for many years, so you understand what Shraj means, and you have the confidence to write a petition to Shraj.
And the access.
Now you are a woman who has 3 kids with your husband in America, and you are trying to register a house while you feed your kids. You are having stress with all these matters, and then they are doing you at Lands Commission. The concept of even going to Shraj will not even occur to you. Do you understand? So I'm not saying that Shraj is not important. We may need a different way of getting people to seek redress more directly, because this is 4 years of a Lands Commission, if it is true, stressing this kind of person, essentially frustrating you. You get it? There has to be an institution that can say, no, what you are doing is wrong, or that can summon an official, but I'm not sure it is readily available.
Well, the presidency has announced the establishment of an office within the presidency to deal with matters like this. The question is whether that office in itself is accessible. I think,
it's new to me.
Oh no, there was a public declaration to that effect.
When he was doing the code of conduct?
I don't remember precisely, but I do know that the government had announced that they were going to have an office or public institution of some kind that would deal with matters.
Can't he decentralize it? Can we make it? Because again, presidency, Sky, have you ever gone to the presidency?
Charlie?
we are talking about
intimidating.
Let's take our time. We are talking about somebody goes to an assembly to complain about something, or he's trying to register something and they are frustrating him. Presidency is too far. We are talking about service delivery to the populace. Maybe the design of our governance system needs a bit of thinking, because if somebody goes to say, my favorite name these days is Okushi Biade. You go to a place near Ashalaja. Okay. And then you are going to maybe register your land at the Amasaman area. All right, maybe it's on one plot you got in after driving for 25 years. They want to build your house, and they are frustrating you. Presidency is too far. In fact, they don't even allow you to enter.
What if I'm in the northern
By the
region?
time you drop from the trotro and you get to the presidency, see, so what we are saying is that there has to be, we have to design our governance system so that people have access to I want a word. They have access to
efficient public
help
service
in a more organic, decentralized way. So maybe an assembly should, I don't know whether his assembly is the right place to use or whether, but there has to be, or maybe some line or some place where you can say, look, my name is Fifi Edu. I bought a land at Okushibiade. I've been trying to register the land for the past 6 weeks. And the assembly is just frustrating me. One Mr. Otu is there, is not helping. You get it? Something. Because court is expensive. Trash is far. Presidency is
too
impossible.
far.
But there has to be a way of people seeking redress. I don't know whether it's the People's Tribunal, something, maybe the governance pool.
Because truthfully, that frustration.
OSP.
Oh,
yes, it's OSP.
It's
but OSP
politically exposed persons, isn't it?
So maybe if something like OSP.
Crimes, no.
So wait.
If an
no,
official,
politically exposed persons.
No.
Okay, if the official.
Bajiri.
Okay, sorry.
Talk to explain.
Okay, the mandate of what do you call it? OSP is not confined to politically exposed crimes.
Okay.
Which are corruption related in nature. So if you go to the Ministry of Lands, someone demands something of you. In return, he promises to do A, B, C, D to facilitate the process. And it is known that that money you are paying was meant to bribe him. It falls within the mandate of OSP.
Good. But is OSP, again, they are not setting up the office fully.
Okay.
And I don't know how we're sent. Because I am thinking about ordinary people facing problems at the local level. That's what I'm thinking about. OSP is in Accra. I don't know if they have offices across the country and how accessible they are.
Sami will know.
So I feel like there has to be a conversation about maybe we're in a digital era now.
Yes.
So in addition to maybe physical structure, some place that somebody can genuinely complain and they will be listened to
efficiently.
In a way that, you understand? So I don't know, somebody should design some office of public complaints or something. Where
maybe within the institutions themselves.
Or it could be, that's possible. So it could be or within sectors. Because maybe school placement help, like let's assume I go to a hospital, a public hospital, and I'm mistreated. Okay, the nurse doesn't mind me. I sit there for long and they are just ignoring me because I don't know anybody there. All right. Maybe the hospital should have a system where I can report, or there should be some place I can report that the hospital will be checked. Something. There's something in the institutional arrangement that does not give citizens, which is why they send messages to the radio stations all the time. And the radio stations can't follow up on everything. You get it? So sometimes we name and shame, but sometimes that's even on partial information. So that's also not the best way to do it. You get it? Because you can also charge them out without hearing their side.
That's true.
Okay? So maybe an arrangement where maybe health, I don't know, is it HEFRA? So, like for the health sector. So maybe can this be sectoral? So that maybe if you have problem with the health hospital, you go and talk to HEFRA. If you have a problem with the education, you go and talk to somebody. NACA, I don't know. But there has to be some, if you group the issues people have with service delivery and the recourse to paying bribes, you get it? The Lands Commission, hospitals, schools, passport office, DVLA, there could be some type of arrangement that will help citizens at the local level or digitally to access help and be heard.
So, Bernard, at the local level, I'm reading there's something called Public Relations and Complaints Committee, PRCC.
Okay.
And it's a key component of Ghana's local government system.
All right.
So it's established by the Local Government Act 936 and provides citizens with a way to address grievances against assembly staff and other issues. So PRCC, this is new to me.
Okay.
Their main function is to address public complaints and grievances, ensuring transparency and accountability within the assembly.
Okay.
It also plays a role in disseminating information about the Assembly's activities and resolving conflicts among residents. So it's composed of the presiding member, who is the chair, elected Assembly members, representatives, NCCE, SHRAJ, Information Services Department, Civil Society Organization, and this according to the Local Government Act 936.
Read that thing again. The whole thing, right? Read it and take your time. I want to hear it again.
Right. PRCC typically stands for Public Relations and Complaints Committee.
Okay, of the Assembly.
Of the Assembly. It's a key component of Ghana's local government system.
Okay.
It's established by the Local Government Act 936 and provides citizens with a way to address grievances against Assembly staff and other issues.
Really?
So their role is to address public complaints and grievances, ensuring transparency and accountability within the Assembly. Now, it also plays a role in disseminating information about the Assembly's activities and resolving conflicts among residents. So, the Municipal Assembly you live in, if you are listening to me, let me know if you've ever experienced what we are talking about.
Pause there.
Yeah.
So you see, if the local governance system is effective, the lady who sent you the message may not even have had to go to the National Office of Lands Commission.
Correct.
To get this document missing, so that the registration would have been at the local level, and therefore if you had a problem, this thing that you just read will solve it.
Yeah.
One of our challenges is that for most things, even for driver's licenses, is now that they are trying to get new units. So you see, because we have not decentralized the nation properly, most people still have to interact with birth and death registry in Accra, Lands Commission in Accra,
Passport.
DVLA in Accra, Passport Office in Accra. Now, once you have a problem there, how are you going to go to this PCCT thing to go and solve it?
PRCC.
If, for example, you could get your license at a local level, you could get your housing documents at a local level, then you can use the PRCC thing to solve it. So I think we are seeing a problem of ineffective decentralization or incomplete decentralization as part of what compounds the problem. Do you get it?
Okay, I get it. So, for example, if I live in Ga East and I needed a passport, I needed
you didn't come to Accra.
You don't have to come all the way to Central Accra to get anything done.
I don't think so.
If your assembly were to be functioning, you just go to the district assembly version or branch of the public service you're looking for, which would have driven you all the way to the ministries. Get that done, because it also reduces traffic. Every day, we are all coming here at 6, leaving after 6.
So we are seeing that some of the discussion shows misalignment between the arrangement for resolving issues, which is the PRCC, and the way the public interacts with the state. The public doesn't interact with the state at the local level very often.
At all.
Okay. Now, if you read the messages you've received, you can start seeing the type of organizations that people are complaining about.
Yeah.
Right? You can tell that it's mostly service delivery based organizations. Okay?
That's right.
You know, so I think that we have to find a way of redesigning the interaction between citizens and the state. Okay, and if we don't crack that, we are not going to go forward with this issue at all. I wanted you to touch on some of the comments that are coming.
Yes, I'll bring a few in. We're trying to work through them. Let me just bring you some announcements in the meantime.
All right.
You will experience the thrill of easy banking with Zenith Bank this season. Enjoy 24-hour access to Zenith Bank's secure digital banking channels from the comfort of your home, office, or anywhere you are with your Zenith MasterCard, Visa card, or EasyPay GH Dual card, or simply when you use the Z Mobile Ghana app, Zenith Internet Banking, dial star 966 hash to manage your account. You can do anything you do in the bank right here. There's a full bouquet on Zenith Bank's digital banking channels. Visit zenithbank.com.gh. Call 054 2000 111 or 0302 680884. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. And from Wiggle Vision Limited, Ghana's leading tech company, comes Frog, the ultimate platform for USSD, OTP, voice and bulk SMS messaging. Frog offers unbeatable rates to all mobile networks in Ghana, helping your business reach more people. if you're ready to elevate your customer engagement, maybe the local governments need this also. Wiggle.com.gh, frog.wiggle.com.gh, 0554 170 599, 0553 019 529. Wiggle Vision, empowering businesses, one message at a time. Bernard, women also pay bribe. They pay it in more dangerous ways. Okay. Bernard, on your corruption views, don't you think the Ghanaian system must be fixed first so that we can all decide to do the right thing? For example, if my sister is sick, I get to the hospital and they say there are no beds, I'd rather pay someone to get me a bed before my sister dies. So please, let's fix the system first. Prince from Airport is bringing in that.
Let's think about that a bit.
Yeah.
Let's read it again. So Bernard, on your corruption views, don't you think the Ghanaian system must be fixed first so that we can all decide to do the right thing? Example, if my sister is sick, I get to the hospital and they say no bed, I'd rather pay someone to get me a bed before my sister dies. So please, let's fix the system first. People should think about that for a bit. I won't comment. Let's just think about it. It's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
Let's think about it for a bit.
So I mean,
no, let's think about
no,
it.
For purposes something little.
Yeah.
So there are instances in law where the defense of necessity is invoked.
Right.
To say that in the circumstances, was there something done which,
Compelling.
although unlawful, was aimed at forestalling an irreparable harm? What I do not know, and I do not presently have an opinion on, is whether the defense is alive in the present matter that you just raised.
And also whether we can ever fix the system first. Because when you say the system must be fixed first, I'm not saying sisters should die. But the more you pay for bed, the more you perpetuate the economy. It's a difficult situation. So the economy that tells you that there's no bed and therefore pay only thrives because people desperate will pay. So whilst you're not paying will not solve it in its entirety. So there's no, I think somebody, President Mama said something, that no one policy solves a problem. It's a multiplicity of things. It says effective governance.
True.
So I want to borrow from there. So there are different things we should be doing to solve a problem like no beds. So on one hand, we must fight for more beds to be given. But also the hospitals must be accountable.
Yeah.
Okay? So there has to be a place where you can transparently know if there's a bed or not.
Yeah. So that before you even set off, you know that there's availability here.
Then that's where the solutions are coming. So a couple of people have sent some solutions I want to read. But you read some of the points first. I have about 3 proposed solutions listeners have sent to me. So let's go on.
Okay, so let's go to more comments on this particular one. So good morning, CBS team. Talking about the Lands Commission, folks. I have a friend who had to be going up and down for close to a year for his documents, while the people who were in charge of the documents were delaying and asking for lunch and fuel money from him the whole time. It's coming in from Daniel in Ashiye.
So who can Daniel report to? He's going for his documents. They are asking for lunch. Does the CEO of the Lands Commission make it possible for people to report these things to him?
Exactly.
Do they have an anonymous phone line you can call and say, my name is Fifi Mensah. I've been trying to get my land document for 6 months, and Mr. Kofi Mensah says I should give him. You understand? There has to be, or are we going to digitize them and say, we don't want any human being, so submit your, like for example,
scan your documents, upload them all.
I have applied for visas in some countries. I go online, I download the documents, I fill it, I upload it. I don't meet any human being.
Yeah.
The only time I meet a person when I'm going to do my biometrics.
True.
I do my biometrics, they upload it digitally. Sometimes they don't even interview me. In fact, British visa, they don't interview me anymore. So you put everything in the system, they send it to Sheffield, and it comes back with a request. Now that has its own issues.
Yeah.
The Americans will still interview you.
Yeah, because
okay.
Of their own issues.
So what I'm trying to say is that no one problem is a silver, no one solution is a silver bullet. Where you say, as for this one, when you digitalize, is the solution. But in some issues, there are little things you can do. Like if every institution CEO says that 0 tolerance for corruption at my institution. Number 2, I have an open door policy. On Fridays, you can come and complain about my staff. Do you get it? I think that could work. Or the CEO can put up a special number and say, this number is my complaints number.
Do they still have suggestion and
suggestion box?
Yeah, complaint box. Yeah.
Suggestion box. Yeah. Okay, so read more, but I think there should be some of those.
Okay, so this one says, please go to the Asuchari Junction barrier and see the men who are supposed to uphold the law on sanitizing our roads. They are neck deep in collecting daily tolls on that road.
Umaru Sanda, you live in that area.
Daily
is it true?
Is it
daily
toll?
Daily toll. So you know what he's talking. This is the one Ghana something.
Umaru Sanda, if you are listening to our lecture, is it true? They say the Asuchari Junction police people collect money.
Friday.
Is it true?
Something for the boys.
Okay, this was a good morning, Bernard. The government which refuses to enforce the laws is the bad one. The bribe taker is the most evil person. It's coming in from John Abbott, who is listening to us in Sakumono. And this one says, good morning, Bernard and team. My pastors, many pastors, forgive me, are preaching or are teaching us to bribe our way to heaven. Really? Oh. Everything about salvation has been tied to money and not so much about attitudes and behavior. It's coming in from Gilbert, from Akimoda, who takes a dim view of what the preachers are preaching these days. This one says, Caleb, custom officers at the Tema Port can't change. Or make it that some custom officers at the Tema Port can't change. So the government must deploy AI or robotics to replace them. Kofi in Tema is sending that one in. This one says, good morning, Bernard and team.
Morning.
Here are the questions we should answer on these issues of corruption. One, when I get to an institution and someone asks me to grease his palm before the needful is done for me, what should be my response?
Good.
Where do I report the incident, and
Great.
what evidence do I need to lodge my complaint, and how do I follow through for effective change?
Very, very good question.
I believe when people know that, know the what, the how, and the where, we will make a conscious effort to
This
kill.
is a very, very good message that summarizes what I've been trying to say. So, bro, why are you rushing to? Take your time. We are using the message. So you see, this is a very important question. So you go to a district assembly that you are going to get some document.
Yeah.
And then the man doesn't want to mind you. And he's giving the impression that he wants you to pay a bribe.
Yeah.
You see, we in the media, we are lucky. Because we are media people and people know us, sometimes it's easy for us to know the DCE or the big men. There's, I know you. So we don't face what a lot of ordinary people face.
That's very true.
Because I have gone somewhere, some people, and when they don't know you, they don't even greet you. When they don't even mind you.
Terrible attitude.
You go to a shop or even a government agency to talk to somebody. The way the guy will look at you, it's like you have committed a crime by coming there. So I think this question this person is putting is very important, that maybe every institution should have an office of complaints.
There is an example.
Or a complaints line that is regularly enforced. See, this is the thing. People can put something there perfunctorily. They'll put a suggestions box there.
Yeah.
Maybe as part of the way we review institutions, so whether it's health insurance institutions, all these offices, there should be monthly review of court complaints were given, and those complaints must be sent to somebody.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to work it, unless you digitalize the whole process. Now, because of employment, if you digitalize the whole process, you are going to create job losses. So are you going to say, like the way when you are going for a UK visa now, apart from going for your biometrics at the visa place, you can decide to do everything digitally. You can also decide to send your own documents. Okay, and so if we go digital fully, does that actually solve the problem?
Well, what it will have, the impact it will have will be positive, especially on those people who understand how to engage the process. Because in deploying IT tools, you first of all must understand the ecosystem and be sure that the people do have the knowledge to be able to engage it. Where there are people who don't have the capacity to engage it, then what other modes do you deploy to ensure that they are, also catered for? So that is a challenge we face. If you read, the Oxford University's assessment of Ghana's preparedness to deploy IT, we are far, far, far behind if you compare us to many other countries, although progress is being made in many circles. So you have raised an important point. Would IT solve the problem? And I believe that IT can help in many
digital
cases. Exactly.
So let me give an example. ECG one day announced cashless. It got some resistance initially, but now it's working. So they say you don't go to any ECG office and give somebody cash. Every payment must be digital. So assuming government says all service provision by government agencies are cashless. This is assembly for land. Everything you don't pay cash. That everything you need to pay digitally. Would it reduce the bribery? Maybe it will. So can we do? Maybe we should.
No, it will. I think they've been trying to do this. I mean, it will not eradicate it completely. It will reduce it. The other day, when the Ghana embassy in the US tried it, people diverted where the digital payments would end up going.
5 years. For 5 years.
Found them.
No, that's what I'm saying, that it will reduce it, but it doesn't necessarily eradicate.
Immune.
No, but stay there. Imagine if that guy was collecting the money physically. But now that he was collecting the money electronically, they can build a body of evidence and catch him.
No, they can't. But I see, electronically is yes, the ecosystem has flags. I mean, as in, there can be red flags for you to notice that something is not. But if it's a collective,
no, I'm even saying that I'm not talking about prevention. I'm saying that even if the digital does not prevent the bribery, it provides a means for tracking after the fact.
Oh, that's true.
So that now that he has been found out,
we can go back easily.
Exactly.
And track. Yeah,
so if he had collected the money in brown envelopes, he can say, I didn't take any money from you.
Yeah.
And there's no photo.
Yeah. So we're on this point because someone sent a question to ask. So if I go somewhere and whoever is supposed to provide me a service is not providing that service and is insisting or giving me the vibe that I should pay before they deliver the service, what do they do? And I was going to bring that story.
I'll pay by Momo. Tell them that
so that you can have traces, right? You know, when you arrive,
but Sky, see, let's stay with Advertisements. If a police officer takes a bribe from me by Momo, I still think there's recourse.
Oh, straight up.
Do you get it? So for me, the digital thing actually can do a lot. I'll say, I don't have cash, so give me Momo. I'll send a Momo to you. Or you tell me to an agent, and when I go to another agent, I say, on such and such a date, this person forced me to pay him money, and this is the evidence.
Yeah.
I think there's a policy like that, or when you are paying for services. No, I mean officially. Okay. You are supposed to pay digitally. Maybe it hasn't been
in some offices.
Yeah.
In some offices,
I think it's a way to go to limit.
Which agency can do this? Who should be?
And then you are talking about the assemblies. The assemblies have this thing that they do, that if you are paying for service, they can tell you plain that the amount you have to pay is 10 cedis. But because we have to sort other people out, you have to pay 100 cedis.
Tell me your story. Tell me your story.
Who are the other people?
No, tell me your story.
That's what they will tell you.
No, tell me your story.
Testimony time.
No, they say what? I want to understand.
No, they'll tell you that thing, you know, the permit, is 50 Ghana. But on say, I'll see a chair fire for no near chair, and for survey for near chair. It's all about 200 and 5 years. When they finally bring the receipts, 20 cities.
I'll pay 200.
Wait. The thing is 100.
Yes.
Then they say you need to pay some co-payments so that the thing will reach 200 to sort everybody out.
Yeah.
Then the receipt is lower than the 100.
Yes.
Then they cheated you.
No, they do that. Oh, they do that.
It's facilitated.
No, they've cheated you twice.
But you see, the local the governors,
he knows government.
We just need to decide that we want to express the government through local.
That's the only way to change it.
Yes, we need to decide. You understand? The government.
Because you mean they are doing their own thing.
The governments decide that we are decentralized, and then they choose and pick what they should decentralize and what they should not.
So you mean when we go to some local assembly, they are a law unto themselves. They're new kingdom.
Yes.
They are not even listening to president's announcement of code of conduct.
When the districts, the assemblies are taken very seriously. But you see, I don't know how the IDF thing works for the assemblies currently. IGF, yes. You know, they don't have money to run the assemblies like businesses. Okay, if they did, then the wealthier assemblies would have seen some progress. Okay, the assemblies are required to have architects, and I'm talking about proper architects. They are required to have medical doctors, health inspectors, development plan. They are supposed to have all these things in the employment. But let's check how many of them have these qualified professionals because they can't pay them.
But if let's hold on there. Is it that they don't? So is it that they are the money they are supposed to collect for IGF? They are collecting it as bribe. Is that why they can't pay, or the government is not giving them enough money? What's going on?
And I don't know this for a fact. I think the model is said that you can't take all the money and keep all the money. Otherwise, clearly, AMA would have been the wealthiest.
Now
or Osu people, what was the people would have been the wealthiest. You know, but I don't think they take all the money and use all the money.
What I've heard is that sometimes government procure certain things centrally.
Yeah.
So they are not able to get the revenue themselves for some things.
Yeah.
But for other things that they do locally too, they don't have the capacity. For example, last week I met 6 people who said they were doing property rate collection. And they were saying to me that for a house, property rate is, I think, 100 cedis or 1,000 cedis. And then they said for a company it's 10,000. And then I asked them, how do you collect the property rate? They said, we come and give you a sheet. And then we ask you to pay. And then for a normal house, we can't do anything. But if it's a company, we come and lock it up. If after countless occasions, we don't. So I thought maybe they could say, sit in a van and announce that, property rate will be collected and that we are giving people end of month, they should prepare. Make a bit more noise about it and then set targets for themselves and say, we have 200 properties in this locality and we are aiming at 200,000 and then you will pay 2% of it. It sort of gives the impetus to collect it. You get it? But the people I saw, they were nice, but they were working so property rate. I didn't feel that this is because, as he's saying, the assembly doesn't die or live on whether they get the money. Because the guy working there can tell Samens to pay 200 instead of 100 and give him a receipt for 50. And they would collect. You see? So if, for example, the assembly's survival depends on that IGF, then he will say, Charlie, we need to collect money. And that money collection is not bribe, because if you don't have money, you can't do anything. So government should stop giving assemblies free money.
You see, that is
so that they will be more serious.
Space
to collect,
to run the assemblies
like businesses,
within the commercial
100%.
So you see,
I think you have nailed it for us.
The first one is the constitutional provision, which is the district assemblies common fund. Send it to the various assemblies. You see, the problem with that provision in its current form is that it allows for distribution of the money they are collecting to all the assemblies
without
any form of discrimination.
Yes,
exactly. So the trick would be to temper the provision in a way as to ensure that Greater Accra region, particularly the districts we are in, they have a lot of commercially built houses and places that
you can even enforce on-street parking and charge money for it.
Exactly. So that the assemblies in Bunkurugu Yunyo,
who need the money to do things, you send the money to them.
True. You see, because
so, Pascal, that may require some technical work. So, for example, a team could put in place an analysis of the various assemblies and then categorize them based on revenue potential. How many residential properties, how many commercial properties, how many whatever, and then estimate the revenue potential of the assembly, how many cars are with what the market. Now, when you do that calculation, you can say category A assemblies have been given the impetus to go all out and do 70% IGF, 30% district assembly. Category B, 50-50. Category C, the people in Bumpurugu Yoyo, 70% government, 30% local. Then you are making progress. I know people will resist it, but the only way to force the assemblies to work seriously and to stop charging him 200 and spending it and giving receipts for 20. A whole adult of his size. I mean, can you imagine? He's supposed to pay 100. They took 200 from him, and they told him that the receipts will give you 20 because the receipts we are using. Can you imagine?
Well,
no.
So, again, we have a good structure with the district assemblies. Very, very good structure. But I don't think that governments have. They see the potential in this district assembly system. See, the day before yesterday, the president, I think he met a group to explain the 24-hour.
Yes, I think a couple of days ago.
Yeah. And I scanned through the people there, and I saw lots of businessmen or business owners. I was actually
where are the local government
people? Where are the local government
people? Where are the people who are running the country on the local level?
People who are running the country from
cities,
the districts.
Who make it work or not?
Yes. I just asked myself a random question.
That was a good question.
And I was saying that, look, maybe they have another plan, but that's where the
thing
development
to start
takes place.
Yeah.
True.
That's where it takes place.
Yeah.
So, and if you force it there, it will also help you to define the kind of people who are qualified to run the assemblies. You understand?
Yeah.
If you load them with the required development work, it will help us to restructure the assemblies.
True.
Yeah.
Because you go to assembly where there's supposed to be an architect. You don't have the architect because they can't pay the architect. So they make use of people who either are draftsmen or people who are, some of the technical assistants. And they actually present themselves
as
like they're architects.
Because they've been doing it for years.
Exactly. You understand? You can't blame them. But I'm saying that if we really, look at engineering services. Greater Accra, flooding. We've talked about flooding 1,001 times. Okay. But if you go to the assemblies, do we have structural engineers there?
Good question.
Anyway.
Let's read some more comments quickly, Caleb, and then we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
So,
great. Let me bring in.
Okay.
Sky, let me just take it from there. I think we've taken this one. Good morning. I am happy about what you're discussing, Bernard. I am the team lead for disciplining marketplace leaders, DML, teaching churches for them to know that our work is to equip our members to become the church in the marketplace every day of the week. I would love to be a blessing if I can meet you. It would be a blessing if I can meet you. Okay, Bernard.
So this is marketplace, not as in a jom.
Yes,
but marketplace as in outside the church.
Your spheres in life,
so
wherever you find yourself. Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
Passport collection office at the Ghana Post Accra is a mess. If passports must be collected at that place, it must be done well. I wonder who gave that directive. Anthony from Butche
so you
sent
go
that
to
from
post office
School
or your
Junction.
passport collection.
He didn't really explain.
And so how is it a mess? Explain. It's like they are not.
Yeah, he
they
didn't
don't,
explain.
you
He
can't
just
track it.
passed a comment.
By the way, our post offices have
Still
become.
running.
I think our post offices need to be modernized.
Become a relic of
because
historic.
the way post offices work in the country I studied for my master's degree is not how post offices work here. Our post offices need a lot of reform.
Ta from Lakeside Estate says, I think as part of the reforms for all public institutions, we need to establish a complaints desk or move all existing ones to be directly supervised by MDs or CEOs. That way we will reduce the radio TV complaints and instead call out these leaders if they have not acted on our complaints, since they will bear the overall responsibility. Lands Commission, good morning, City team.
Morning.
It looks like the country can best be described as a failed state. Look, nothing works. Surprisingly, all of us corrupt people are mostly believers. We have to change la. Akosia add to it. Bernard and team.
Morning.
Some Ghana Post branches have been charging clients for packaging of the client's items into the box. They charge 70 Ghana cedis just for packing your item into the box. You demand a receipt and they tag your package and deliberately delay its shipping. It happened to me when I demanded a receipt.
And Ghana Post, who is in charge? What are they doing? Who is the new CEO there? What can they do? Ghana Post needs a lot of institutional reform.
But if they are packaging it for you, you should pay for the packaging. But the point is that they are not getting receipts, so that's a good concordancy.
Okay, we'll see how. But you pay for the box. I have a box. I pay for it.
So that should be it.
Yeah,
maybe the person should explain what the packaging means.
Because it's
maybe
not
they
clear.
put another load of package on it. We don't know.
But to fight corruption, we must first make the system work smoothly for persons, all persons. Why will I hesitate to pay for the recruitment of my sister after she's been home for 5 years since completion of school? Her junior, who completed 2 years after her, has been working for 2 years. After paying 8K, she's now posted and I'm relieved.
So, this is an issue.
Justifying.
So people are saying that
for 5 years.
For placement, so even when the portals open for say nurses and
police
teachers
and all
those
things.
things, people have to pay money for somebody in the system to fix them.
That's a problem. Then the system is not working properly.
That is a major issue. So people are, and I've had people call me personally to say that they need money to go and pay so they can enter the system. So like the government is not doing recruitment. The government announced that, okay, we are opening the window, we are admitting the 2022 batch. Somebody who finished 2023 may be able to pay and enter. Somebody who finished 2022 will not be able to enter. And it's true for the nursing, the teaching. It's a major thing that's happening.
You see, in those cases, when you make a payment, when did you make the application? When did you make the payment? At what time? There's always an electronic trail.
But the person wants to pay because the system is not transparent.
Yeah,
so it's not even saying that he's sad he has paid, or he's happy he has paid and gone in.
You see, but
because the system because there's no clearly spelled out transparent modus for putting the people in.
Mm-hmm.
People pay money and they are placed.
And also, if we want to discourage it, have you made possible or available any avenue for me to complain to you that if anyone demands for money, I can report them? For example, I was going to give you an example.
You are going to complain to
is the one they take the sales.
He is the agent for the collection. Bernard, I've been trying to get a birth certificate for one of my awards.
What? Best and deaths.
In Sweden.
All the best.
Bernard, it's been 8 months.
Are they saying the person wasn't born?
It's been 8 months. And you go, next week, and I will break. 8 months, I can't get a birth certificate. We have supplied
for a human being that was born in Sweden.
No, I don't want to.
Hey, don't put any
No. I'm just, you see.
No, you are not putting any
You see, I am mobile because I am just telling myself, this man, if I strike, he will lose his job.
Yeah, but strike.
I'm just asking.
He thinks you are some small boy.
The right thing. No, I'm not even showing my people. I'm using my people. You go and see the person.
You go there and say, oh, Uncle Sam. Oh, no, I was in India. Oh, then I came for the food festival. So,
and then when you call him, they say, everything is okay. Do we have to add anything? No, everything is good. We'll do it. We'll get back to you. Unless you want to do express.
The application there
express 8 months.
Sky express is
get a birth certificate in Sweden. Can you imagine?
This is Sweden.
Yes.
Birth and death registry.
Yes.
A birth certificate for a human being that was born in the town.
I am telling you. I know. I'm telling you. I'm not. So
you are not exaggerating.
Yes.
So in many
8 months.
So
this is like
months,
this is like
more.
October 2024.
Yes.
So in many ways, this can be interpreted as an invitation.
So they are basically telling you
for
that
you to put a
if
stone.
you think you will not,
That's one
if
area.
you think you are wise, you will also suffer.
That's one area, but it is also possible maybe there are logistical constraints because in some cases, as we publish.
So you are going over your phone over 8 months still.
No, the man's name is here. I want to mention.
They should mention their name. They should they do the work.
No, I think it's enough that you have mentioned the
okay.
Something will happen.
So Drew, Beth and Deaf. If you know what is good for you.
Fire is coming.
Birth certificate. As you ask, wasn't the person
was born?
Yeah.
And the person was born in the district.
Yeah.
So
and you know these births and deaths people, they can do a better job, but they are not as we think.
They are not ready to change.
They have the information, the database, everything. If you go there to do a birth certificate and you are not born in the district, they will know. And all things being equal, you don't have to be doing birth certificates in a district that you are not born in.
Correct. So it's not. So it means that they don't have any problem.
It's structured.
Yes.
The person was born there, and we've been going back and forth every day, new story. And then they finish and say, unless you want, after 8 months, you're asking me to do express.
But
so Sky, in this case study, this thing you read that you claim is the district PP, you see, it's not working. I mean,
PRCC.
You think he has time to go and sit at PRCC?
Exactly.
That's why they'll come to media, because we have not designed the system to work. The system has been designed to fail. That's what it is, and people are profiting from the failure. For me, unless people's lives depend on efficiency, you see, he's getting paid after he's doing that nonsense. If he has a target to meet, and so there's no leadership, because the guy has posted him to Sweden and he has forgotten about him there. If somebody is checking randomly, teaching inspection, somebody should be able to check and say, I want your file. How many people have come here today? We have allowed lazy people to thrive, and we are destroying the country. It's bad leadership. People clamor for posts. People stress and say, give me a post. When you give me a post, they don't want to do their work. Now, you are head of debt for Central Region. When was the last time you went to even check your Sweden office? The guy in charge of Sweden, do you know what your officers are doing? That's the issue. It's bad leadership, and it's causing the country to atrophy. The country is bleeding. So this corruption is a sub-economy created because bad leaders are sleeping on their job.
Exactly.
If you demand, I am saying, pull all the plugs, all the benefits, don't pay them. If they are not working, why should they be paid? There are people who are looking for work.
They're pretending to be working.
Oh, we should be more drastic and say that we will have a rigorous system of reviewing these people's work. If they are not working, we will not pay them. If his life depends on efficiency, so if you don't design efficiency into the system, you will get this kind of rubbish.
Yeah.
Man, look, we I think we are just doing random commentary on these things, but I think we should spend some time talking about lands commission. We should spend time, maybe next week sometime, talking about lands commission.
Because something
and
must
what
shake there.
goes on in that lands commission, the processing thing. You'll be shocked.
This is where drain the swamp becomes a good term. The thing that Trump said about Washington. They have to drain it. The swamp, they for squeeze make some things come out.
Both locally and internationally, we spend so much money to reform that space. It's not reforming.
But
some progress gets
as usual, we reform the theory,
not the practical,
and the practical is left untouched. Untouched. How do you reform lands commission by just buying computers? When you can't change the behavior and attitudes of people.
What was the last time somebody was sacked?
When nobody gets punished for doing the wrong thing. It's like what I was talking about, the Ramsar site. The Greater Accra Regional Minister is doing an amazing job leading physical removal of structures.
But the guys at the back are selling the thing.
The people who are giving the permits,
they are still there.
They are still giving permits.
They are waiting for the rain to stop so they continue.
I'm saying that we should go and look for all the people whose signatures
there must be documents there.
And take them to court, process them and jail them. If you do it, the next
don't do it.
Will not touch it.
So breaking the house is just the beginning. You have to go and say, how do you get your permit?
If the state is doing it, and the interior minister should be seen there.
Correct.
The task force that was the task force
Anti-flag task force.
They you see, this thing is a very serious thing. The task force must take ownership of that work, because as I said in Ghana, if the presidency doesn't back something,
it doesn't work.
I'm telling you, the task force must take it a very serious issue, because, and as Amen said, breaking the house is just the beginning. You cannot have 1,000 houses on a Ramsar site and tell me that institutions were not culpable. You understand? Who issued the permit? TDC. Who was in charge of TDC over the period where the permits were given? Bring out their names and let's check the documents.
Right. Bernard, I'm glad Samuel has said that we will dedicate some time to deal with the Lands Commission thing, because I am hoping that just by having this conversation, meetings will happen, things will happen, but it's, I don't know. So Samuel, we should look into this. Please send us your messages. We'll get into them shortly. We have to take a break. We'll be right back with more. This is 97.3 Citi FM, Citi Breakfast Show. 0549 is the number you can engage us with your comments.
Let me do two announcements. So there are two things happening that I want to just talk about.
Great.
So this week we are starting our business festival.
Solid.
And every morning at 9 o'clock.
Next week.
This next week.
This week is finished. This week. Monday. Monday. So we are starting the week with a focus on personal finance. And every morning at 9 o'clock we'll be doing interviews. I'm doing interviews on how to approach real estate. Do you buy a house? Do you build a house? Is the house a liability or an asset? At what point does the house become an income earning thing? We are doing investment. Diversification is the best form of.
Please, what time is that?
9 a.m. sharp.
9
every morning on radio.
Every morning.
Now they said diversification is the best form of risk taking. What options are there for you to diversify?
Right.
It's very, very important. We'll talk about savings.
Right.
They said if you can't save when you earn little money, you can't expect to save when your money becomes a lot.
More.
Financial planning, that's all for week 1. Week 2, we are going to agribusiness. Now, we are excited about that because we want to give people the pathway to become a farmer.
Nice one.
Whether into livestock or crops, whether into poultry or fish. We're going to spend a lot of time discussing those. Then we'll also talk about small and medium-sized businesses. The basic things you need to know about marketing your SME. The legal things around SMEs, the basics around getting your SME to be different from other SMEs. And then the last, we end about technology and digital stuff. We have 2 big fora. On the 12th of June, we are doing a forum on the tariffs war in the world and what it means for Ghana. Big discussion. Of course, Gabra is there. We have people from Africa Center for Economic Transformation, Michael Koto and Co., Alisa Hotel on the 12th. And on the 19th, we do one on agribusiness. Again, how do you spruce up your agric so you can start exporting your products? How do you enter the agric system so you can make more money? That's on the 19th. Now, we are culminating all of that with the 1-week management boot camp.
Right.
The boot camp is, for me, one of the most life-transforming business series I've seen, where you have maybe 40 to 50 people, 1 week, various topics in management that you have to register for. So for those who want to take part in the management boot camp, you call the number 0205973973 to register. Now, to top it all up, we also have the Agri Fair.
Great.
It's a 3-day open market, fresh farm produce. Come and buy at farm gate price. It's going to be majestic. We'll do agri clinics at the Agri Fair. So you come, you are eating kebab, we are talking to you about how to farm. You are buying many things. Fresh produce from farm gate price. So the month of June is going to be a jamboree.
Thank you.
Of knowledge and experience, and I'm very excited about that. So even though we are discussing Ghana's problems, we are also solving the problems with the programs we are doing. So please, that was just to let you know. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you for that wonderful one. We'll take a very quick break. When we're back, we have more for you.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at Agri Fair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205-973-973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The AgriFair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana.
Dear home, no interest for 2 years. Are you ready to step into your dream home? With Lakeside Estate's exclusive offer, you can own your own home in just 2 years with no interest payment. This offers you affordable payments, flexible home purchase plan, quality homes, and lifestyle change. Choose from a variety of beautiful homes in any of Lakeside Hills clusters. Your future awaits you. Imagine living in a home you love with the freedom to invest in your dreams without the burden of interest. As your CIMG Real Estate Company of the Year for the 4th time, we offer you hassle-free home acquisition. Call us today on 020-477-5043 or 020-477-5042. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Call us now to learn more and schedule a tour for our available homes. T&C supplied. Make your dream a reality. Lakeside Estate. Quality homes for all.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Massa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's 27 after 9, and we're about to have a big conversation with the Chief Executive of Africa Trade Academy. What is that about? What opportunities are there for you? I have the Chief Executive, Dodi Seidu, is the man, and he joins us in the studio. Good morning, Mr. Seidu. It's good to have you. Looking dapper.
Thank you. Good morning.
Great. So, Africa Trade Academy, what's that?
So, Africa Trade Academy is an organization founded in Ghana in 2022 with the aim to empower intra-Africa trade through capacity building, research, and technical assistance.
Great.
So we've been providing training. For example, last year, 2024, we provided training to over 1,500 people across the continent.
Amazing.
Yes, in the previous year, almost the same number.
Wow.
Yes, so this is one of our desires to see Africans participate in regional, continental, and global trade based out of competency.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that. And you have something going on called the Forum for International Trade Training, which you interestingly abbreviate into FIT.
Exactly.
How befitting is FIT? What are we talking about when we say FIT?
So FIT is a Canadian-based organization that Africa Trade Academy has a partnership with. We call it a partnership to drive excellence in the profession of international trade. So we all talk about trade, we talk about import, export, we talk about investments, FDI, and all those forms of trade and investment. However, we forget that it is driven by competence. It's a special area of knowledge.
Absolutely.
And it combines economics, international law, and then politics. And as you can watch what is happening around the globe, you see that for example, the Trump tariffs are not just merely, the
rhetoric.
Exactly. It's really a strategy, exactly, to be able to drive some kind of Make America Great Again agenda of the Trump administration. And so we came together with FIT, Africa Trade Academy, and FIT to create a partnership to drive excellence in capacity when it comes to trade in Africa. And we are probably the first organization to partner with them on the continent to provide professional training. Wow. So the FIT partnership is one thing. However, we also provide more short courses focusing on international trade and investment. So for example, we've done trainings on SME development, investment, and trade readiness. We are about 90%, and this is most likely across Africa, of our businesses are in the small and medium enterprise category. And how do you grow SMEs? How do you make SMEs become investment ready? We talk about access to finance, the cost of credit, but we forget that access to finance requires preparation. Before you can actually get finance, you need to prepare. And preparing is where sometimes we get it wrong. So we have a course on that. We have a course on intra-Africa trade finance. Now, for example, why do we talk about intra-Africa trade finance? We all know classical trade finance, letters of credit, documentary collections, and things like that. However, when it comes to Africa, trading is evolving and emerging differently. We have a good percentage of our trade which is happening in the informal sector. And this is cross-border trade, informal sector. We're talking about Africa trading digitally, using e-commerce platforms across the continent to trade. And so we need to be able to start thinking about fashioning trade finance tools that can support this type of trading.
Right.
And then we also have, I just finished with this one. We have another one on, growing business associations, chambers, and things like that. And you see, we have a number of associations, trade associations, which are supposed to be membership-based driven organizations. However, some of them are not, or most of them are not even having the capacity to drive not just the political agenda of their members, but to support their members to grow. If I join an association because I'm a business, there are things I'm looking for that my business alone cannot do. And so this is just one of a few things that we do. But when it comes to FIT, we are running a diploma program starting in June called the FIT Diploma in International Trade. This diploma is not an academic diploma, it's a professional diploma, which aims to bring those people who are in trade, import, export, transit, up to speed, supply chain up to speed with what is happening when it comes to trading. And when you do that program, I bet you'll be well positioned to take advantage of any trade opportunity, especially the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement.
That's very interesting. I'm listening to you and I'm smiling admiration because I do know that Africa trades more with the West than it does among itself, and there's a lot of talk about intra-African trade, and I like the emphasis you put on competence and skills and training, because it's a highly specialized area, and if anyone is going to get into that arena and do well, not just get there but thrive, then there is need for a lot of competence building. So it makes the African Trade Academy, together with its partnership with the Forum for International Trade Training, extremely timely, right? So who are your target audiences here? Are you just looking for practitioners already, or people who are enthusiasts? Who are you targeting? Who can be a part of this?
So, Caleb, first clarification. Africa trades more with the West, but we trade more in raw materials, minerals, fuels, ores, and things like that.
Right.
But Africa trades with itself, though officially around 17 to 20%, Africa trades more with itself in high value added goods. So things like vehicles, a lot of vehicles we use in Ghana are made in South Africa and imported into Ghana. They are high value goods. Ghana makes a lot of cables, aluminium products, plastics. We export into West Africa.
I see.
So even though it is sad that we trade
more with
raw material with the West, we trade more with ourselves in high value goods. The goods are not the raw materials, they are high value added.
So it's more raw materials, we do more with the West. Okay, thanks for that clarity.
So that is one. And this is something that we need to know to be able to again leverage on the opportunities that exist within our so this program is targeted at people in the import-export business, people who have businesses who want to grow into international markets. And here I'm talking about ECOWAS region or Africa region, or Europe, West, Canada, and more.
Right.
Now, we're also targeting those in the financial industry who are supporting businesses to take advantage of international market opportunities. We also target consultants, people who are who advise and support SMEs and want to see those SMEs not just grow domestically, but be able to take advantage.
If I'm a startup here and I'm just in the system, am I a good target for you?
You are.
Okay.
You are.
So tell me about the cost structure, right? Is it a full day thing? Is it weekend? Is it weekday?
So the cost structure now is, it takes 12 weeks.
Okay.
So we're running effectively from 23rd of June for 12 weeks. And the course is offered online but facilitator led in the evenings from 5:30 p.m. to like 8:30, 5 days a week, and then we add a Saturday to go through.
Okay.
Now let me take my time to talk about the course. We're going to do 6 courses. For the 12 weeks. So every 2 weeks we'll finish a course.
Right.
We start with Facilities of International Trade, where we talk about the preparation you need to undertake before you even go international. We talk about international market entry strategies. How do you go international?
Strategies.
Yes. Do you go by FDI? Do you go through a joint venture? Do you go through export? We talk about that. Then we do a course on international sales and marketing. Yes, which is obvious. We'll talk about global value chains. How do you decide on the best transport and logistics options, for the best here being the most price effective, and that satisfies your customers.
And the final one.
We have I have 3 or so more. We talk about product and service adaptation, and it's very important here because one mistake people make is that they think that the products and services they offer
will cut across.
Exactly. So adaptation is not. And then we talk about trade finance, which is also one of the courses.
So let's talk about the money. Now we want to do this program. We want to enroll. How much is it going to cost? And do you have any flexible payment options for us who are interested?
So because of the international partnership, it's quite a price. It's going now for 20,000 cedis. Yes. However, because you had me here, I'm making an offer to anybody listening and interested that we're going to give at least 10% discount.
Ooh, that's not bad.
So yes, that is something we're willing to offer.
That's not bad.
And it's going to be very, very exciting. We have some very good resource persons domestically, even though so the thing is that you have to take an exam, and all you need is a good high school diploma. You can read and write. You have interest in the area.
Okay.
You have interest. It doesn't mean you have knowledge.
Right.
You have interest
You're
in the
an
area.
enthusiast.
So you're a freight forwarder. You are a customs broker. You want to have something international. You can. So we go ahead,
Mr. Sadu. So my next question and final one would be: how do we enroll onto the program? How do we are there deadlines for application? Those kind of details, please.
Okay. So deadlines are, we have up to the 15th of June to register, because once you register with us, then we have to also get you into the Canadian system.
Right.
So that is the first one. The second one is that you go onto our website, www.africatradeacademy.com. You will find the registration link and the course information. You can register. I'll give you a number if you're ready, 059 755 6767 059 755 6767.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. We would be a part of it. Thank you so much for passing through.
Thank you for having us.
Dodi Seidu, Chief Executive for Africa Trade Academy. Mobile Money Festival Train Dabbed Momo Fest 2025 is here. Join us for a shopping and musical experience from your favorite vendors and artists from the 30th to the 31st of May. You know what to do. At the Nungwa Lorry Park opposite Nungwa SHS, come and experience cashless market with over 50 top-tier vendors within Accra. We have up to 20% discount on goods and services on sale. There's a chance to win up to 10,000 Ghana cedis in the Momo Kitty Game Show. There's education and awareness on Momo fraud. Amazing performances from your favorite Ghanaian artists on Saturday, 31st of May. It's tomorrow. All you need to do is to be part of the amazing fanfare is the new Momo app. Yes, the Momo app. Download it now. Get a free pass to the event. There'll be DJs on rotation, board and TV games, kids zone giveaways, so much more awaits you there. Momo Fest is powered by Momo from MTN, proudly sponsored by MTN Business, GCB Bank PLC, and IO Insurance. If you're not driving and you have your phone, please pick it up, jump to the Google Play Store or the App Store and type CHOWDECK. That's Chodek, because they bring happiness right to your doorstep. Rain or shine, traffic or no traffic, Chodek's got your back. From your favorite meals to daily groceries, we deliver straight from Ghana's most loved, trusted restaurants and vendors. Fast, fresh, and always reliable. What are you waiting for? Sit back, relax, and let Chodek deliver happiness to you. Download the Chodek app on Google Play Store or the App Store. Chodek, delivering happiness in Ghana. As 20 minutes to the top of the hour, we'll be right back with more. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Burna Boy, Trevor Noah, Black Coffee, Chimamanda the writer, Febe Mugugu the fashion designer, and many more young African icons didn't get where they are by following mainstream paths. They did things differently. Say yes to doing things differently. Say yes to the creative person within you, the maker, innovator, entrepreneur. Chart a new path, learn new skills, globally recognized by the American Welding Society and Pearson's BTech. So whether in Ghana or abroad, you will shine. Say yes to DTI, a learning experience that is next level. Go to dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534.
Rise and shine, it's another day to stay on point. Toast to spread, it's still on point. Watch it spread it all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point.
It's still on point.
Watch it spread,
it's still on point.
For your bread,
it's still on point.
For your toast,
it's still on point.
It's yummy delicious,
it's still on point.
Still on point, yes, it's still on point.
It's still on point.
Still on point, yes, it's still on point.
It's still on point.
For your toast, it's still on point.
It's still on point.
Watch it spread. yummy, delicious.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame, how are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame, ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more, don't waste time and visit any Ashram showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244 313 368 or 0540 111 978 or 0202 021 175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
This June, from the 11th to the 13th, Ghana welcomes leaders from across the continent for the Africa Impact Summit 2025, hosted by Impact Investing Ghana and Nigeria's Impact Investors Foundation, alongside GSG Impact National Partners and Task Forces, is the biggest platform for deal making on the continent, policy conversations, and sustainable development strategies. So whether you're a policymaker, impact or angel investor, entrepreneur or change maker, this is where Africa's future is being built. It's happening from the 11th to the 13th. Be there. Register at africaimpactsummit.org/. For more information, call Josephine on 055 144 9186. The 97.3 City FM. This is the City Breakfast Show. I am Caleb Kuda, and Bold Foods is definitely the number one option for the delivery of all your favorite meals from your favorite restaurants. Don't miss the exclusive 15% discount on Bold Foods combos from Vidaye Cafe. Order through Bold Foods and enjoy savings while getting the best meals in town. Download the Bold Foods app today and enjoy. So what's gonna happen next? I have friends from the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and we have some exciting conversation coming up on the Biennial Environment, Science and Technology Forum. It's called the BEST Forum. I have national partners. It's a national partners dialogue that's going to happen. Who do I have in the studio with me? Christopher Latte is the head Ghana Innovation and Research Commercialization Center, Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. His title is big, is long, tells you he's a big man. Christopher, good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And you're here with Solomon Ajay, President of the Association of Ghana Startups. What is the BEST Dialogue, BEST Forum? What's that? Tell us about it, Christopher.
All right. So good morning to all your listeners. So when the Minister, Honorable Mutala, was sworn in and came to the ministry, he realized that a lot of our institutions, our agencies that are under the ministry have been come up with so many inventions, but unfortunately it is not being translated into development, into industrial products and all that. So his passion was that we have to organize a fair so that we bring together all scientists, all researchers, to exhibit their products. If I say products, it means their ideas, innovations, inventions, and all that, research outputs, so that we can connect them with industry for the purpose of industrialization. So then we had to take it up. So the best forum, the biannual Environment, Science and Technology, is supposed to happen twice a year.
Okay.
This year, being the maiden edition, we are holding the best forum, only one. But before that, we have a national partners dialogue. The dialogue is supposed to bring stakeholders and partners together to start thinking about the best forum and how we will all partner and make Ghana an industrial.
So there's the best forum and the National Partners Dialogue.
Yes, so the National Partners Dialogue is a pre-event of the best forum.
Ahead of the best forum.
Yes.
Okay, so who are some of these partners? Who are some of the people you want to be engaging so that they know themselves and show up appropriately?
Yes, so we have ministries and agencies, departments coming, because in the space of industrialization or research commercialization, we have Ministry of Trade involved, Ministry of Youth involved, and all other and many other ministries. So they will be here, and also research institutions and other agencies. We have the GAEC, Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, the CSIR, and other research institutions. So they will also be there, and we have also invited embassies to be there, donor development partners, the academia, because they are the knowledge producers.
Absolutely.
And also industry players.
Okay, so Solomon, I see that aside being a committee member for the Best Forum, you're also the president of the Association of Ghana Startups.
Right.
How timely is the Best Forum for Ghanaians in the startup space?
Right. So, like Chris said, it's the best time for us to look at how we can commercialize innovations, right? So, the young guys are doing many things on ground. There are many innovative things, many ideas being on the shelves that we are unable to commercialize it. And it's a good time to see that there's a ministry who is interested in supporting the young people to be able to commercialize their ideas. I mean, get to our universities, right? You see many people, you do your project work and all that, you finish what happened to them. They are on the shelves. Is there a support that you can move beyond the shelves to commercialize these things? So we are happy that this Best Forum is coming, and we know, because I'm part of the committee, that there's not going to be just a talk show, but it's going to be a platform where we're going to actualize things on ground to ensure that the support that the ecosystem needs to scale is available. So we are hoping that on 12, somewhere next week the 3rd for the Best Forum. The immediate one is the pre-event. That's the stakeholders dialogue. That is just to bring in stakeholders together to discuss and say what we can do, how we'll do this, what role we play, and all that ahead of the main event in August. And we're hoping that all players within the innovative space, as well as the tech space, will join us to have this partners dialogue to ensure that we are all aligned. We don't want to leave anyone behind. So even if we have not invited you and you are listening to our voice now, it's an invitation to you that you're more than welcome.
When is the National Partners Dialogue?
So it's on a Tuesday. That's coming Tuesday, 3rd of June at the British Council in Accra here.
What time is it?
We start at the morning 9 a.m. And hopefully to close around maybe 3 or 4 p.m.
Right. So from there we'll know what will happen at the
all
Best
the details
Forum.
will be there. Exactly.
Our
all the
guest
details.
one will come.
Exactly.
What are some of the topics that will be discussed at the Best Forum in particular, Christopher?
Yeah. So the Best Forum in August, we are looking at having side events, and these side events are going to feature all our partners. So, for instance, industry, we are expecting them to come set up to do their exhibitions and also talk about intellectual property issues. Most of the things, or one of the critical issues that impede commercialization is intellectual property. So one of the side events will be to open up for researchers and then innovators to come.
So the IP conversations
IP
happening.
Conversation, and also use the opportunity to talk about food research innovations. So all those in the space will have a side event, especially for them to come and engage. We also have investments. We need investments in order to drive commercialization. So there will be a side event for investments, and, financials and investments and all that. And also we have AGM, Association Ghana, AGR rather.
Association of Ghana Industries.
They also set up a a side event to also look at things in their space. So we are creating this platform for all partners to come engage under one roof.
That's a good one there. Okay, so we've spoken about when it is, where it will be, the time as well, and who can be available, especially for the National Partners Dialogue. Any of you, please.
So, well, the National Partners Dialogue, that's happening on Tuesday. One of the key things that we'll be highlighting at the dialogue will be the panel discussions, and we'll be looking at ensuring effective coordination within the STI ecosystem. We are expecting that eminent people, personalities are going to be the discussant, the panelists. So we have the Director CSIR, the Director General CSIR will be there, the President of the Vice Chancellors Ghana, represented academia, will also be there, and then we also have the CEO of Association of Ghana Industries, and our own Chief Director will also be there. And we have a second panel discussion that will be looking at sustaining economic growth through science and technology, the role of government and international community.
Right.
And we have our own Honorable Minister being there as a panelist. We also have the Country Director, UNESCO, and then the Country Director, GIZ, and we also have the Country Director of the last
something
one,
is missing.
Yes,
we'll get it later. But is there any number we can call, any site we can visit, any socials we can check you up on, so that we can stay in touch after this conversation? Anyone has that? Is there anything anywhere like that? Any contact we can call, get in touch with?
Yes, so we have our social. The website is the Mesty website. So you just go Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology.
Once you go there, we'll see the best forum, all the details right there. Great, thank you for passing through.
For the social, of course, on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter. All of them. Just get in there, enter the best forum Ghana.
Okay.
And of course, you can get access to whatever info you need.
Excellent.
And like you said, the Tuesday's event is for partners, not just anyone.
Okay. So if I'm not a partner,
if you are within a partner, as anyone within the tech and innovative ecosystem.
Okay.
If you are playing a role that will not even know you, but you think that based what you do, you need to be in this conversation.
Excellent.
Then you're invited to come in.
Excellent.
But if you are not, then you wait for us in August.
Okay.
Where we have the open event, we have the various things, exhibitions for anyone who wants to showcase what they are doing.
Right.
If you want to catch investors, the processing that will be done. If you want to have a discussion on your IP protection, that will be done, among other things. So it's a whole pack thing that we are putting together, and we're hoping that all of us will play our roles to ensure a successful event.
I like it, and I'm looking forward to it. Wishing you all the very best with the best forum and the National Partners Dialogue, which is coming off on June 3?
Tuesday,
which is Tuesday at the British Council. Christopher and Solomon, thank you so much for passing through. Christopher is the head of the Ghana Innovation and Research Commercialization Center, Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, and Solomon Ajay is president of the Association of Ghana Startups. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Great. Dana Katie, this one is for you. You like this one? I hope I enjoy it. Dear valued shareholder, your trusted financial partner, GCB Bank, is committed to ensuring that your shares with us continue to thrive and yield positive results. So if you're having accurate contact information on you, it will enable us to communicate important updates and notifications regarding your shares directly to you. We kindly request that you update your records, that is telephone number, email address, etc., with the bank to get regular, timely and relevant updates on your shares. To update your records, kindly visit any GCB Bank branch and you'll be assisted to do this. You may also access our website gcbbank.com.gh or our shareholders portal ep.gcbltd.com:98/shareholders portal to go through a simple process to update your records. Shareholders registered on the SCD may contact their brokers for the necessary records update to be done. With just a few simple steps, you can ensure a seamless experience and stay well informed about the progress of your shares. GCB, your bank for life. Some messages before we go finally. Good morning, bro. Nice to hear you guys on air as usual. So the Get Fund Ghana announced foreign scholarships will start on the 30th of May to June 15. I went to their website and unfortunately you can't even register to apply and you send an image of what you see. So Get Fund, this is some message for you to work on. Your portal isn't functioning. So please get to work. Thank you so much. Soon, bye. Arma is here with the news at 10. You know that, Katie, don't you?
I do.
So. My name is Caleb. I was here with Bernardino Coco Blair. Samuel Atomense joined us. Richard Delasky was here as well. As always, Fred Tete Jabano, Sheba Arba Benin, Samuel Akom, Edwin Kofi. Thank you for support. And of course, Abeku Udum, the richest man. You'll be hearing his laughter very shortly when School Madame makes her way into the studio. My name is Caleb. Have a fantastic weekend. And stay safe wherever you go. Araba is here with the news at 10. Good morning.
Good morning, Caleb.